Whoops. Whoopsie. Whoops. Whoopsie. Whoops. Whoopsie. Whoops. Whoopsie.
Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Derek. Whoopsie.
Whoops,
Whoopsie.
whoopsie.
Yeah, it's Derek. Hey, what's ever going on, everybody? Yeah, this was kind of like a last-minute quick re-jam because I had to go help my mom out, but then also Bob forgot his laptop.
I did. I'm going to be doing it the old school way today.
Yeah, what's up, Bob?
Hands and feel.
Yes. And by the way, so you can always, luckily, most of the people that we play games with are not as tall as me because I didn't adjust because, well, again, there's only the two of us. And so when there's only the two of us, I can't see how big I am in the camera. So you can see my head.
Oh, yeah.
So we're still figuring out exactly how high, where to put these cameras so that everybody.
Because you're one of the tallest of the group.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're not playing with Matt anymore. Matt's taller than me, but
yeah. But we did the One Ring here in studio. This is the second film from the studio.
Right. Well, the thing is, normally I would be over here.
Correct. Yeah.
So then we would be able to see that.
Because I think Tim is like 5'10" and Danny is like 5'9".
Yeah.
And so
sounds about right.
Yeah.
I am going to put in Bob a second one here while I got to get the stream open so that I can actually see.
Yeah, go for it. I mean, today we're obviously I'm really excited because we did Land of Eem. We did the first look a little bit ago. Like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, I think.
It was about 2 weeks ago. It was actually 10 live streams ago. So whatever the fuck
that's a calculation. 2.5 weeks, it sounds like. Yeah. But Derek had mentioned, Bob, I got the box set coming. The fine people of Exalted Funeral sent us the box set, which was great. So we definitely wanted to review it. They sent you the PDFs before that, so we did the first look. But now we knew we were getting the box set, which included the Mucklands campaign, which is what I'm super excited for.
Right.
So that's what this chunk of meat here, which is hard to tell in this 2D perspective because when I do this, you'll see how big this bad boy is.
Right. We actually have some of the books out of it. These books all actually belong inside of this.
It's a chunky boy. Including the core rulebook.
Including the core rulebook.
Yeah.
So this is their collector's edition.
Yeah, here's I don't know if this is a normal, but it's a normal book size.
Yeah. Right. So it's a thick, thick.
Thick boy.
And it's $150. This is the deluxe edition.
Yep.
So we're going to go over this deluxe edition of Land of Eem. And of course, we already covered the first instance of this game.
Yes.
Back in.
So we know the core rules.
We do know the core rules. And again, we thought it was. So
I've already forgotten them.
Yeah. Is that accurate?
No.
Okay.
I think I remember some of them. I just did Wilderfeast, and I just played. We've also been playing Fabula Ultima.
Right.
And then I was just doing Dragonbane today stuff. So I'm too many systems. My brain can't handle it all the time.
And yet. You're the guy who goes, I want to play 1,000 systems, Derek.
Yes.
I want to play a bunch of one-shots. And then
Origins,
you sit here.
we're doing that.
And then I go, Bob, this is crazy. Like, how are you possibly getting a good experience out of this? You're going to forget everything every single time.
But I don't forget the vibes I felt when I played it. So that's the thing I go back on. And I'll go, remember those vibes I felt? Yeah. I'll just go relearn the rules real quick, and then I'll get those vibes back. Like for Origins, which is coming up in like 5-6 months, we're gonna be there, and I know a couple of our patrons are bringing games like hexcrawl classics. I'm gonna do a one shot with Ryan. He's gonna run it for me. I'm gonna play Wilderfeast as a player, not the GM. Might be playing Outgun. I'm just trying to get all the systems. I'm gonna do one shots of everything, but not this. I'm doing a campaign of this.
What is the point of getting all these vibes?
Yeah.
So let me get this straight.
Yes.
Okay.
Vibe check.
Okay, when you go to the bar,
yes.
Do you ever order the same drink twice?
Yes.
Okay, why?
It was delicious.
Okay, so when you get a system that you like,
yes,
don't you just go, oh, I'll just play that system?
Yeah, we're gonna play Dragonbane. My friends didn't really like Wilderfeast.
Okay, yeah, we could talk about this a little bit.
You reviewed Wilderfeast.
Yes,
and you really liked it.
Well, okay,
no. You liked the system.
To be clear, I think the premise is ridiculous.
Correct. You don't like Dungeon Meshy.
Well, but no, actually, one of the reasons I enjoyed it is because Dungeon Meshy is ridiculous.
Yes.
Because there's a dungeon.
Yes.
It's full of monsters. They're going into the dungeon just like a normal D&D characters, right? It's totally normal.
Absolutely.
And then they eat monsters because they didn't have enough money to eat food.
They got to survive.
So the whole premise of Dungeon Meshy is predicated upon the idea that they're just eating monsters because apparently they're delicious.
They wanted to see if they're delicious. Some people know they're delicious. It's like a taboo.
Right. And then there's the guy, the main
The
character.
thing you didn't like was it was a whole scene.
No.
Like they went all in on it.
Yeah, but what I don't like, so the difference is that in Wilderfeast, the game is predicated on this the law. It's not just a phrase. It's the law of the land. You are what you eat.
Yep.
And so when you eat monsters, you gain their abilities.
Yes.
You become more monstrous.
And that my party all liked that idea.
Right. So the reason why it's to me less stupid in Wilderfeast is because it's like it's not just some random thing where it's like, hey, it's D&D, but also here's cooking rules
But
for
you gotta
eating monsters.
eat in the dungeon. They didn't bring enough rations.
Right, but they do have all these ingredients and
They find them.
and all these salt and peppers and all this
the
other stuff.
dungeon layers have different plants and fauna, and they go and grab it. And
Okay. Anyways, but point is that it's just it's completely stupid. In other words, here's the eating
Yes.
and here's the dungeoning.
Yes.
And the two things are not related.
They can be,
I guess.
as in Wilderfeast.
Right.
But they did like the journeying. They liked the fighting. They liked even the skills, plus like picking a skill and a style. Like they were okay with that. You know, that's a little different than most games.
Yeah.
They enjoyed that. The battle was fun. It felt a little long, but it was fun. They were even okay with the zones. And then I said, all right, you guys killed the monster. It's time to do the campfire scene. They're like, we're out. This is lame. That's where we lost them.
So to be clear, if they watch Dungeon Meshi,
Some of them have.
They would turn it off when the cooking scene started.
Unless it was really funny. You know, because then it's the lulls.
And these friends of yours are 12?
Well, you've met them.
Okay, so they're 12.
We play Fable Ultima with them. You know them.
Okay.
You know what they want to play? Guess what they want to play? When I told them they didn't want to play Wilderfeast, they're like, this is fine. Actually, they said we could play it again, and I said we can't just skip a third of the game.
Well, to be clear, that scene is supposed to take less than like 2 minutes.
But there's a bunch of questions you're supposed to ask.
Right, so you can find out what powers from the monster you can get.
But there's a lot of RPing about what kind of recipe you're gonna cook.
Yes. Well, it's role playing in the sense of like, yes, you have to basically build a recipe.
Correct.
Yes.
They were like, yeah, that's dumb.
Okay. Well, that's fair. That's fair.
And I said, okay, so we can play a game. We'll just play and find a game that's not super role playing heavy. We'll do like a Dungeons and Dragons or something like that. They're like, you know what we want to play? Guess what they wanted to play?
Descent.
Descent. It's 100% right. I said, you remember that we played Descent? We should play that again.
I mean, it's great.
But that's my group.
Right.
They're board game combat and tactics players.
Yeah, and which is literally what Descent is.
And they loved it. That was like their favorite. They always bring it up. They loved playing with and I ran it, but you played too. You were a player. They
well, I wasn't
it.
supposed to be a player, right? I was supposed to be.
You were the sub.
I was the sub for your cousin.
Perma sub.
And then he never showed up, so I ended up being the perma sub.
Yes. So they loved it. So
I mean, you're going to tell me I love Descent. I don't own 3rd edition because it sucks, but 1st edition, 2nd edition.
So we're going to try some other stuff like Gloomhaven and stuff like that with a different group, and then the TTRPG group we're going to try Dragonbane. So
okay, got it.
And I was like, Dragonbane's easy. I've ran it 1,000 times. We can do this. We're super off the cuff. I know how to play it. We can drink beer and eat pretzels.
So what's up, chat? By the way, sorry about this, but I'm juggling a lot of things over here. It's been a while since I've had to do the live producing while doing the.
You were always really good at it, though.
I know.
I feel like I'd be like, oh my gosh,
while GMing.
You GM'd, flipped screens, and never lost a beat, and yet we were like, I don't know how to add.
While GMing PBTA, we couldn't add, right?
And you're like, I'm juggling 4 things here, and we're still on track.
Well, and by the way, just as kind of a fun. It's kind of a fun comparison, and Bob, you can check that out on the program editor. So, my shot. So some of our patrons know we've had several late night. We've had several late night lighting streams, and my shot is me in front of the set. And by the way, the set between Bob and I is identical.
Yes.
The only difference is that the windows are on the same side. So
yes, we're mirrored.
Bob's window is on his right hand side. My window is on my left hand side. But my set has 4 lighting elements. It has a light in the window. It has a raking spotlight that goes across the wall as a slash. And then there's 2 tube lights that are giving a wall wash of sort of a tealy green color. By comparison,
I'm just getting the one.
No, you have nothing.
I just have this. Oh, I just have that technically.
Oh, well, the key light's not on the
Yeah.
background. I'm saying, and Bob and I each have a key light.
Yeah,
I'm saying
I have nothing
Bob's
here.
background has no treatment. So there's
Yeah.
no window light. There's
Yeah.
no wall wash. There's
I look
no
like
spotlight.
an NPC right now.
So that's the difference between the two of us. You know, you can kind of see what difference, you know, with talent on screen, what the difference is between the two,
Yeah.
you know, between the two shots. So the other thing is too, is we you know, there's a zoom issue, like I said. So if I go up too high, you know, my head enters the shot. But you know, that was always going to be the thing that we were going to have with this
Small
set.
little
It's a small set, and so you're going to get more.
I think
you
it
know,
works.
more intrusions, as it were.
I think it works. I think
So
it's fine.
Wilderfeast role playing, not good.
No, but so that's with my role playing group of my buddies that are
Yeah.
around the same age as me. They like Descent.
Yeah.
But I wanted something for my family, and we tried Dragonbane, and
Now define family.
my son, my daughter, and my wife.
Okay.
And my brother.
Okay.
So those are my 4 players.
Now to be clear, I would say Colson is too young for role playing games.
Yes, he loves Dragonbane.
Again, I'll say what I said again.
It's actually my daughter that had the issue with Dragonbane.
Because Colson is 6, 7?
7.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like and Ro is 8, 9?
She's gonna be turning 9.
Yeah. So like I would say 9, 10 is probably, you know, like this game here says you know,
They ready.
it says 12 up.
Oh, I know. The biggest thing that I've always come into my
Okay. It's bad enough when the kids do it. It's just no,
6, 7. You gotta do the arm things too.
No.
Yes, you do.
No.
6, 7.
No.
Whoop whoop whoop.
Anyways.
But I've tried Dragonbane with them, and they loved it. They loved playing it. They understand it's super easy. My
Yeah.
son's way better at math than my daughter is, so that's not the problem. He knows how to switch his weapons and do all the fancy stuff. He can cast spells. He's really good at that. The role-playing part, he has a little more trouble with because he just wants to always win and never lose. And
Yeah.
you know, if I kill him, he cries. So that's the big part. But Dragonbane's artwork, which I would show them during we did the Secrets of the Dragon Emperor, the box set, was a little too real, too scary. So I ended up getting, which is funny, Land of Yeld at Origins last year, which is much more cartoony. Graphic designers also designed theirs.
Yeah.
I read through that entire rule book, and it felt almost too complicated to run. I tried to run it for them. They just didn't buy in on it. I showed them the pictures of this. They were kind of like, I think this is something we could maybe do. I still think Twilight Sword is going to be the game that we're going to end up playing.
Okay.
Because it's like Dragonbane except easier and cartoony. And it's like Zelda. So we're going to do that. But I want to do something in the meantime, and this just looks so cool. And I love hex crawls. I think I do at least. And I saw this, and it was on sale at the time, and I was going to get it. And I knew that this wasn't the one for the kids because they have their Kickstarter that they had recently that was for the kids. But I wanted to try it anyway. I did a session 0. Everyone loved it. My wife thought it took too long. It took 2.5 hours to do session 0. But, you know, we got all our characters figured out. Everyone's super pumped to play. And we're ready to play.
When she says it took too long what?
She thought we were going to just make characters in 5 minutes and get ready to play.
I see.
Yes. Because in Dragonbane, I was like, here's your pre-gens.
Got it.
Let's just roll with it.
So she wanted a pre-gen.
I don't think she wanted to sit there for 2.5 hours. She doesn't like role-playing games. She's doing it for the kids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
my brother's in. He's like, let's go.
So that'll be really good. That'll be. You know what? Actually, this is good. Start the kids young.
Yes.
And that means, you know, teaching them about playing with family members, usually spouses that hate this and only are playing because they're.
She's a theater person. She loves plays and all that kind of stuff, like make believe with the kids. She just doesn't like improv, and she thinks everything must be improv. And I'm like, no, she's going to be a centaur bard, and she used to play the sax in school. So I'm like, perfect. You play music and you could sing and you heal your party. My brother's going to be a shark with a fighter, the knight errant. And my son's going to be this crystal shard thing, but he's going to be the wizard, the most complicated one. Because I joined their Patreon and got all their secondary classes. So
right.
The wizard.
But the real reason you joined is so that you could get the unicorn.
No.
Oh.
I thought my daughter was going to pick unicorn. But she didn't want to be a barbarian. She wanted to be a dungeoneer.
Wait, so she's the one with the little people, the helpers?
Yes. So she wanted to be a fairy dungeoneer. So she's got a bunch of toad helpers and a dragon helper. And so she's all about starting her own dungeon company. She thinks it's super cool.
I mean, it sounds like they're bought into the setting.
They are bought in. The problem is we needed the setting. Here it is.
Right. So again, shout out to Exalted Funeral for sending to us.
Yep.
I will say, it's a thick, heavy book box, and it was shipped very nicely. A lot of bubble wrap, but the bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Yeah, there's.
And there was some.
I don't think it's meant to be shipped.
We got a little dinged up in transit. The corner's a little broken, but that's whatever. It's just a slipcase.
Yeah.
So
the books are all in perfect condition.
Yeah. So inside you get a couple of things. So number one, you get basically the smallest book, which is the core rule book. Yeah. Right. The thing is not X Games mode. It's the smallest book. We covered this with you and
Yep.
You and Vin.
Yep. And I even thought Vin was impressed. He wouldn't run it. It didn't sound like, but he liked some of it. I think it's a fun system.
No, it's it's really impressive. Now it
did impress you. I saw on your the Golden Knighties, whatever we were calling those.
They were called the Golden Knights.
Yes,
which is the name of the Vegas hockey team. But I called
they're Golden Knights.
Yeah, the Golden Knights. But I called them the Knighties. That's the whole idea. But yeah, it was a really impressive game because number one, it uses a very, very similar system to what I used for DTX. Now, it uses a D12.
Yes.
But in DTX, everything was DC 10. And basically, if you beat it, basically it was DCs 1, 5, 10, 15, 20.
Yeah, we had the 5 successes.
And so
or 5
levels of success. This game does the same exact thing, basically. And it, it definitely had sort of a great artistic vibe to it.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the skills, some of the stats were a little weird. Vim and
my brother
vigor.
was like, I have no idea what this is. I'm like, so I had to explain all that to my kids too, and I was like, this is just,
and again, they've said before
words.
that the game is, by the way, am I the only one that has the guy sounding like AM radio? For sure, it's the studio microphone. I mean, we are on different microphones.
Yes, this isn't Derek's nice mic that he's normally on.
Correct. So it is a little bit different. Although you will also see that Bob is rocking the BPHSA 1, the original model, the inferior model, the cheaper model, which I basically have to I have to return all these microphones and buy new ones.
So good on the
because these giant Dumbo motherfuckers can't wear.
I got big ears.
They can't wear these.
Yeah, I got big ears. These feel great. It's like a cloud on my head. I could wear this all night.
Well, I mean that
one I had to keep taking it off.
Well, I know. So I remember watching you and Danny be like,
just let him breathe.
Just like, what is going on over there? Whereas number one, this headset is literally half the weight. Of that one.
It's not up the weight.
No, I'm saying so. For me, it feels way more comfortable.
Yeah, it's all about the pinch of the back of the ear. That's all it is.
I guess.
Anyway, I could slide those things way up on my ear.
Which you would think would be more of a problem with those because those are over ear.
Yeah.
So you would think that with your ears being so gigantic that it wouldn't even fit inside the cup.
No, it fits.
All right.
The whole cup though.
Yeah. But to be clear, for people talking about for people talking about the sound, I mean, I think it should obviously reiterate that number one, when you're used to hearing me on the stream, I'm on like a $500-$600 microphone. And it's a big microphone and it's huge and heavy and I'm right there onto it. Now, we're on headsets. And while these are very expensive headsets, I mean, the headset I'm on, this headset's $490. It's still going to be a different sound just because it's a smaller capsule. It's a different vibe. It's a different feel. So,
and I don't know how much it comes and picks up a little bit on mine. It could also.
Right. You might also be getting a little bit of interference and bleed between the two of us. And, I still have to dial in the EQ for it. Now, to be fair, one of the reasons these microphones are really expensive is these are what they call broadcasting microphones. They're designed to be used in, say, a sports booth.
Correct. Which is.
And to be like.
The size of this bedroom.
Basically the size of this bedroom and be like, well, Bob, he's been having a great year throwing down for, he's been going for over 1,000 yards and he's well on his way to.
Watch him break through the tackle right here.
Yeah. Oh, wow, they're going to roll that one back. Yeah, I don't watch football, but I did enjoy the Cinderella story of apparently Indiana.
Yes.
And I'm a fan of Indiana.
I don't watch football.
I'm a fan of Indiana, the state, because Gen Con, and I like Indianapolis. But apparently, they have not won. They have not won anything in like the entire history of their football program.
Yeah, they're
going back to like
bad
the 1890s.
Yeah, they're bad. And last year they turned it around.
And they've never won a championship. They've never won a bowl game. They had the most losses in college football history, and then So in the last 150 years, they have had no wins at all. Then in 2026, so in the last 20 days, they won like 3 bowl games and the national championship, and they went 16-0.
Yeah, they said it was like a 2-year turnaround because last year they did really well, but the year before that they were garbage. So it was like in 2 years they turned their whole program around, which is just mind-boggling to think of it that quick of a turnaround.
Yeah. So, anyways, I thought
good
that was
for them. Yeah.
You know, I like
and that play that the guy scored that touchdown where he like broke the tackle and then it goes off and gets hit and he's going in the end zone. He was the Heisman Trophy winner or whatever. I was like, okay, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah. So,
but baseball season's coming up. I don't know about football.
So, you know, we like Land of Eem.
Yes.
Now you're gonna be playing with now. One of the things that I want to point out is that this game won 3 Ennies. Mm-hmm. It's gold and silver. I think it won silver. Maybe it won gold, but it won for best family.
It did.
Game. Yep. And one of our things that we really talked about is this a family game? Mm-hmm. Well, we'll find out from Bob.
Yeah.
But
I'm going to be your guinea pig, but I think it is because of the tone.
Yeah, and because again, it's a thick book.
Yeah,
and it's got like,
but half that book is tables,
and it's got a lot of stuff in here for like
for bestiary too.
It got a lot of stuff for
those things,
you know, for all and so we, you know, I'm sure you didn't watch because you don't watch Night's Last Call, but
which one?
The Dolmenwood.
No, not yet. I'm still on Heroic Deeds.
Okay,
I really wanted to watch that for Dragontide.
So Dolmenwood is the same thing where you have this player's book.
This book,
yeah. You have this player's book, but there's also the campaign guide, and the rule and the campaign setting are kind of integrated, right? I mean, think about it. The name of this game system is
the land that you're at,
the Land of Eem, and the name of Dolmenwood's game is Dolmenwood.
Correct. That's the location.
You know,
it's not Dungeons and Dragons. Where are we playing?
Right. Exactly. So there's this idea of
Sword Coast.
There's a really strong level of integration between the two, and it, you know, and if I had to say, which I will. You know, it's almost like they're like, hey, I want to make a campaign setting, but we could probably make more money and you know, if we just make our own rule set too.
I don't doubt it. I mean, they had the graphic novel books before or during, and they're great. I mean, I love reading them.
So, but there's a lot in this book though that like there's this whole like crafting system with and people. You know,
that
by the way,
we're probably not going to dive into too much. My brother might, but not the rest.
You know,
of the
right?
fam.
So there's a lot of stuff here.
And that guy that was in chat last time was even saying like you could just take the crafting part to the side because if you're playing with young kids, the crafting's going to get a little complicated.
But so it won for best family game, but it also won for best bestiary.
It did.
And the bestiary is basically just
look at that. Look at my tape. It's just like an Excel spreadsheet. It makes me feel at home.
Bunch of monsters. And I mean, you know, and again, here's the thing. I can't speak to the game's complexity or love, you know, children, but I guarantee you your kid would love this.
When I would show them Dragonbane, I mean, I assume this is mine.
It is yours.
When I would show them the artwork like this, they would get scared. Like they were like, this is creepy and dark.
Right.
Where I loved it. But when I show them this,
right? If they fight a caddy,
even this,
if you fight a caterpillar,
it's great.
Or
look at there's the chimera.
Right.
Oh, that's what my wife's being.
A centaur.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it won. Right. So it won for this. It won best bestiary actually. It won an Ennie for this. So pretty impressive. And it's. I mean, you know, the monsters are pretty basic. They don't really do a whole lot.
Great.
You know, fun art.
I think my kids are gonna love it.
Again, was it an excuse for
look at this guy?
Was it an excuse for a bunch of comic book artists to, you know, make a bestiary and sell a bunch of? I mean, maybe good for them. You know, whatever. Hey, what's up, Jackal?
And that's what my brother's being a Sharkoonie.
A Sharkoonie.
Yes.
So it won for this.
Did it win for layout? It's like an art layout. What was the third one? I know it was bestiary and core and family, but I thought one of them was for layout.
It won gold best family game. Mm-hmm. It won gold monster adversary,
which is the bestiary.
And then it won silver for its production value.
Okay.
So that leaves us then with the remaining part of the deluxe box set, which is the campaign setting itself.
Oh yeah, the Mucklands.
And this is called the Mucklands, and this thing is
It's bigger than.
It's bigger than.
I think it might be.
It's
about the
size. We can't see it. We're off the screen here.
Sorry, there we go.
It was about
the same size.
It's about the same size as the other two books put together.
Yeah.
So this is an absolute chonker of a book.
Oh, look at that. That's some good art, though.
I love this cover piece.
That is a very nice.
And what's interesting about this cover piece is I could tell right away. I go, they didn't do this cover piece. I mean, they did.
Yeah, this you could tell.
This is their style.
Yes.
And so I actually looked when I was.
Yeah, because they ordered this too.
Yeah, so these
they didn't do this.
These two pieces, which I will freely admit, I like these pieces better than their style.
Yeah,
which is fine. I mean, their style's great. Don't get me wrong, but I thought these cover pieces.
This is beautiful.
Is it bigger than Dolmenwood? Yes, it is bigger than Dolmenwood. No, that's.
I don't know where your other thing is then.
Yeah, it's over there somewhere. Here, Bob. Keep the people entertained.
Oh, I was gonna. Okay, well, I don't know how you guys want me to do that, but I'm excited for the Mucklands campaign setting, and we're gonna bring out, I think, even the hex map here, which I got to see a little earlier, which I have not opened this book at all, but I'm pretty excited for it because I heard last stream that every hex on here is coded. No, it's on this one. Every one of them is coded. I can see them. Well, we're going to find out. And then it refers to a section in here, and that it tells you about what that each hex has like a full description. So I'm excited for that because I know we are starting in the Wally's Waffle place for my campaign, but we haven't got there yet. Where's Dolmenwood? Oh, that's pretty chunky.
So the reason why this is interesting is because these games are both released by Exalted Funeral.
Oh,
they're both released by the same publisher.
They got stock in trees,
and so it's interesting because it's like they're the releases are almost exactly
it's bigger.
It is a little thicker.
Dolmenwood's got you cooked.
But what I was going to say is, so Dolmenwood,
and it's like bigger, like taller.
So Dolmenwood. This is the map for Dolmenwood.
Mm-hmm.
Every single hex has an entry in this book.
Yes.
That is not the case for this.
You're for sure?
I'm no for sure. Because this is maybe 19 columns of hex?
Yeah.
Okay.
But each one is coded.
The Mucklands.
They all have number coded.
That doesn't mean anything.
Okay, well, that obviously it refers to something in the book.
No.
That's baloney. What do you mean?
It's just the hex numbering.
Okay.
But anyways, my point is the Mucklands goes to 51 columns.
Yeah.
Or 50. So it's a much larger space than Dolmenwood.
I wonder also, do you know what the grid, like, is it a 6 mile?
It's a 6 mile hex.
Do we know what this one is?
I don't know.
Actually, I guess we'll find out here as we go through it.
But every single hex. Now, to be clear, this is a smaller region.
Yeah.
And, I actually made the comment that I really liked that every hex was described.
I do. I thought this was like that, so I'm kind of sad that it's not.
And I like that it's a little bit smaller because, you're basically just exploring this one larger-ish
This reminds me of
wood.
What's the Free League product with the creepy woods?
Oh, Symbaroum.
This reminds me of like one of the forests in Symbaroum.
it's Symbaroum-esque, right? Because
Yeah.
it's even a dark fantasy forest.
I just looked at this image and I was like, oh yeah, I remember there's towns like right by these creepy forests.
Yeah. So again, these are very similar products. Now, one of these is Adventure and Peril in the Fairy Woods, and the other one is Muppets in Muppets Go on Adventure.
I hear ya.
So I mean, that's great. It's cool. So I mean, we've kind of beat around the bush a little bit here, but let's. So the game comes with, and this to me is awesome.
Yeah.
Because I've never seen this before. Ever. This game comes with a map. And it is not a poster map.
Yeah, I was like, not just a regular map.
It is not a poster map. It is a board game, cardboard.
This reminds you of like opening Ticket to Ride.
Yeah, it's like playing a deluxe board game. It is a full-size board game map.
Yep.
It lays out beautifully. It barely fits into our screen.
Yeah.
And it's a full-on region. And I don't know that it's any practicality for it to be this way. But
really
it
isn't.
Awesome.
I know. Because you think either your people are putting it on the table or they're putting it on the wall.
Sure.
But to have it as like a board game tile piece. It's kind of cool.
I mean, it's awesome.
Does it come with like a meeple?
Oh, it sure does, buddy.
I was like, how do you know where you're at? I guess it has a meeple.
So here's the other thing. The Land of Eem little thing comes with a set of dice.
Oh, nice.
But it also comes with some silk screen meeples.
Oh, look at these guys. Here, you got your little mushrooms.
Yeah.
This is where we're going to be at Wally's Waffles. That's where we start.
Now, granted, again, you're just going to have your little guy moving around, so I'm not really quite sure, how valuable that is.
Yeah.
But this is so cool to have this.
I think it's awesome.
What I wish they would have included would have been like some like clings.
Oh, yeah, like window, like
stickers, basically, so you could like kind of put them onto your board as things happen.
Yeah, little X's, deaths, something.
Yeah,
all sorts of stuff. Yeah, that is a missed opportunity.
Right. Forbidden Lands did that.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I never saw the physical product. I only saw obviously they played in the VTT.
But this is just so cool.
Dice are nice.
Yeah.
Very readable. You're into that.
I mean, they're tier.
Oh man, look at this. These are big. Some big dice.
Oh, they are big. Wow, that's a bigger D20.
Look at a D12.
That's a big D20. That's a big D6 too.
Yeah,
you got something in the middle of it though.
All these are D. It's a skull. It's the bone guy.
Oh, okay.
I think it's the bone.
I thought it was a piece of poop. I couldn't tell.
No, it's Bones. His name, I forget what his name is. Silly. But yeah.
But yeah, like if you had the stickers from Forbidden Lands with this, that's really cool.
I agree. I think. I wonder. I wonder what the scale is because this map looks huge, and obviously we were talking about a forest. Like this is a forest. This used to be a forest.
So one of the things, this used to be forest.
I love it. I think the little puns are hilarious.
The used to be forest. And again, just the naming of things is going to be much, much, much more, kid friendly. The Drippy Downs. The used to be forest.
There's also like
the Quagmosh.
It's not a bunch of fighting. It's actually more about exploring, which I think my kids will really enjoy. It's more about finding out what's going on these little quests. And yes, there's monsters, but you don't always have to fight them and defeat them. You can run away, and I think that's where that's where the family friendly nature is going to come in a lot.
Right. But generally speaking, I would say that in comparison to Dolmenwood, you have 5 or 6 main areas.
Yes.
Apparently, the dice are gelatinous goos.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, that is hard to tell if that's the case. I mean, I know he's on the side of the box right there. That's him. I would not have guessed that. It looked like it had like a face of a skull at the front of it.
Oh, maybe it's from the main book. Well, that's my guess is that's something that got like eaten and digested.
Oh, well, okay, so these are goos.
Yeah, the dice themselves are goos.
But it's a skull inside because it killed somebody.
Yeah, because it ate somebody.
Well, family friendly.
Right, he's taking a nap. But generally speaking, I would remind you of, or generally speaking, I would say that each of these regions is about equivalent in size to Dolmenwood.
Yes, yeah, I was thinking like a Dolmenwood.
Right, so like, if you go to the Quagmash, that's like a Dolmenwood sized thing. If you go to the used to be forest, that's like a Dolmenwood sized thing, and so on and so forth. But you have this big, huge, massive hex grid.
Yeah.
And yes, Bob. So the way hex grids traditionally work is they start at 0, 0, or 1, 0.
Seeing them labeled like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I could have swore. Well, obviously Dragonbane's not. Dragonbane's hex map is completely just open.
Oh, there's no labeling?
Nope. It's just location based. That's it.
Okay.
There's no numbers. If there is, man, I must be blind because I've looked at that map a lot.
No. This is the traditional way that hex crawls have always been done.
Gotcha. Okay. I mean, yeah. I mean, I like it because then it tells me, you guys are in 28.3. Like,
right.
That makes sense.
Well, it also too, like as things happen. So we can get into it. We can get into the Mucklands and we can kind of break into this. So again, this is it comes with this incredible piece of this board.
I guess there's anything else in the box.
Yeah, there is other
What's
things
in the box?
What's in the box? The other thing in the box is...
Okay, there is a skull inside. Okay, yeah, I was right.
The jam screen.
Oh, is that the artwork?
Yep.
No, from the... There it is. That is the artwork. Oh, that's so pretty. So
it's
the top half of
We've got a 3-panel art low landscape jam screen. Looks really nice.
Some really pretty art. I should look in to see if I can get that art. I love having art.
And...
look at how graphic that is.
A lot of stuff going on here.
I'm going to need this because basically it's going to be me running these games.
Yes, of course.
For the kids.
Yes, and of course, if it wasn't already clear, thank you, Exalted Funeral. But Bob is going to be taking this home to run this game for
kids are excited
for his family. So, that's pretty cool. That we get sent stuff a lot of times, but we don't really get a chance to use it. So,
yeah. Mostly we were just reviewing it on stream, shout outs and stuff like that. But I'm going to be running it Friday or Saturday of this week. You're going to be gone, obviously, but so our game on Friday's canceled. So now I have an open night.
Right.
So I was like, maybe we'll run some Mucklands.
Yeah. Here we have the Muckland realms. We have the Drippy Downs, the Fleabag Country, the Quagmash, the River Country, the Scalawag Strand, and the Used to Be Forest.
Yep.
So very cool looking book.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder if we should go anywhere in particular, Derek.
Well,
this table of contents here.
Yeah. So one of the things that we're going to want to look at here is. To right off the bat is, and I think because we just did, we just covered Dolmenwood.
Okay.
And one of the questions that came up is, people have this idea of like, how useful is this to actually run a campaign? Yeah. And Dolmenwood's case, you have a number of factions that are kind of, the druids, the king, the duke, the Prince of Frost, who all, have agendas and plans. And then you have a bunch of different locations, and you have a weird thing going on in each location, which in theory ties to other things. But Dolmenwood is a game, it's like old school D&D, actually, where you get like you get XP for treasure.
I love that.
And people go to the sandbox. Now, of course, I think people are being a little bit presumptuous because they're like, it doesn't give me all the dungeons, too.
Oh. I mean, it is nice.
And I'm like, so let me get this straight. You want everything,
We do. We do. Us GMs want everything.
No, what happened to like making your own stuff?
That's when you don't need, that's when you go to after the campaign. Like, we want to keep it going. I got some other places we can go to.
Well, apparently they're going to release something. So one of the questions was like, how useful is this actually?
Yeah. I guess we'll find out.
To play and to do. And so I guess, the question is like, I guess we will find out. But we've got the table of contents here. And then
this is the how-to.
This is the how-to. So how to use this sandbox. And of course, the first thing is like, make it your own. Just use your own. Use your own things there. And it does say that you should start at Wally's and Waffles.
I did read that, and that's why I asked my family. I said, okay, it's giving us this guideline. Do you guys want to start the waffle place? And they said absolutely. And I said it has warg meat as well. And they said, yeah, we won't be partaking in that. We just want the waffles. So we are going to start at Wally's Waffles. I don't know much about it. I haven't really looked into it yet. Obviously, I'll look into it this week. But that's where they want to start. So I think it sounds fun. I mean, start the Waffle House. Made it a little clearer.
I just turned down the ISO a little bit, so it's not as bright.
Nice.
But yeah, so it talks about living in a world, with consequences. It's impossible for every PC to pursue every single rumor. Mm-hmm. So what happens if the PCs don't have time to save the princess?
Tough luck.
What happens if they're not interested in stopping an ambush? And they say, play the Mucklands as if it was a living world with factions and NPCs that all have progressing plans.
Love it.
If the PCs fail to thwart them. This is Knights of Last Call, running a sandbox 101,
If only I will be able to do it that way.
And it says, maybe use clocks to sort of advance the agendas of people as they go forward and do stuff. And then they kind of basically get right into the...
So where's the part about how big they are?
My guess is that's probably in.
Like, I'm looking. I mean, normally I'm used to 6. Really?
Mine would be my guess if I had to guess. In like the travel section.
Does anybody know in chat? Adventuring Travel 126
would be my guess. I don't know.
20. Oh wait. Let's see. 4 hexes, 24 miles. So yeah, 6.
6 mile hex.
Yep.
So they're even the same. They're even the same
hex. So this map is huge compared to Dolmenwood.
Huge compared to Dolmenwood. Yeah.
Huge.
Much larger space. Yep. Yeah, for sure. But they talk also too here about the areas that are near the like that basically off the map. Mm-hmm. If you were to go off the map, what would there be? But this I thought was a really nice touch, and hopefully you guys can see this. We don't have the PDF because I'm at the studio, not at my computer, so I can't run everything all at once. But there is a thing here that when you talk about each of the areas, okay, it's going to talk about what settlements are available, what sites and points of interest. A zone is basically just like a river valley. Well, basically, a zone is something that extends over multiple hexes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like a settlement's going to be in one hex.
Mm-hmm.
A site or a point of interest is going to be in one hex. A zone is more of like a sub-region within a region.
That makes sense.
And then there's layers of monsters and like NPCs and rumors and sights and sounds. Like, what are you going to see? So all of these different locations have all this information. But then they also talk about what quests might tie into it. And they break the quests down into 3 categories, which have this iconography, which is it a hijinks quest? And it says, think the Muppets, think Adventure Time. Is it a daring do quest? And it goes, think Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, Princess Bride. Or is it a doom and gloom, which is darker, spookier, and more serious quests that often pit the PCs against deadly foes in harrowing situations?
Guess which one we might not be playing.
Exactly. And that's my point, is that's like again, for family-friendly purposes, I think that's actually a really legitimate.
Which, by the way, for movie night, I've never seen The Dark Crystal, and I remember we still need to watch Conan the Barbarian.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for
I have seen Mad Max.
For movie night,
yes.
Very popular.
I think it's still fun, even if it's just me and you, because I want to watch these movies.
You and Tim were watching an anime about, which I already hate, but our patrons love.
Yes.
So you're watching anime on our Discord.
Yes.
Unfiltered.
Yes.
Raw.
Yes.
About dungeons.
Yes.
And we had like 3 people watching.
I think we had 6.
Okay, 6.
But that maybe when you came in.
Okay.
I'm not saying that we're doing it for the money. I'm saying that we should do it because I need to watch The Dark Crystal. And
I'm thinking you're getting a.
What's the one?
I'm thinking you're getting something from Ro, because Stacy Maddie Hotzik said, "Hi, Daddy." Unless that's something that you and Stacy go.
What's up?
I mean, I guess it's
what's
either,
up, Mama?
I'm guessing it's either one of your children.
It's probably Rowan. Yeah, it's probably my daughter. My son could be watching. I don't know.
Say hi.
I haven't seen it come in. So unless the non subscribers.
No, it's
okay. Yeah, it just hasn't come in yet.
Oh,
on me. I don't know.
Interesting. I would assume that this was a live feed.
Who's it after? There it is. Yeah, I see it now.
There you go. It's Coulson and both.
Okay, so I saw that one, but not the other one.
Well, it's just getting delayed, I guess.
No, I saw it's Coulson and.
Oh, you didn't see that one?
No, it's not there.
Interesting. Weird. Maybe it got filtered.
It got filtered. Hi, Daddy. Like, no.
YouTube's like, that's not.
This is PG.
Anyways.
Yeah, sweet. They're waiting for the book. That's right. They are eager to watch and play this game.
Yeah.
So we're not going to be We're not going to be doing Doom and Gloom.
Right.
At least we want to. There's the fear that Rowan's going to be.
Yeah. And so, the game, by the way, say what you will, Dolmenwood Campaign Guide had this big,
a little bit more
had this big introduction system.
This doesn't make me feel comfortable.
This literally has 2 pages.
It's 2 pages.
It literally goes.
Here's the index.
Well, I mean, here's the table of contents, and then it goes. Here's how to use the sandbox. Here is basically the anatomy of a location. Okay, let's get into it. Chapter 1.
Here's the location.
So this thing is super thick. It is chock full of locations. And it gets right into it.
So there you go. So there's a settlement and talks about it.
So this is the first region.
Okay, so here's the settlement sites, points of interest, zones, layers. Okay.
Right. So this is the Drippy Downs, and it talks about the Drippy Downs, and then it talks about what are the central conflicts.
Gotcha.
Like what are the main things that are going on in the Drippy Downs.
Okay.
And, in this case, it's the fairy folk are fleeing, magic is fading, the dungeon era industrialists are starting to make their very much Avatar, not Last Airbender, but James Cameron.
Yes. We gotta find some unobtainium.
Yeah, the trolls are bickering.
Weird how this book is it like a moisture thing?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's just interesting.
It's just too thick.
It's just too big.
And then so then it talks about it goes into the settlements and it starts breaking down each of the settlements. It starts with the azimuth output. It gives a description, and then sights and sounds. You got a D6 table, a bunch of rumors. You've got NPCs. Every NPC gets this little black and white art sketch. And then there's a list of quests with the iconography that lets you know, hey, so if you want to go with the Sooth Soul 6, that's a hijinks. This is a funny one, So
Cleo and her Sooth 6 have a big problem. In their last encounter with the Sarpathy, one of their curses backfired, cursing the entire group. Without the aid of a pouch of pixie dust, they'll all be doomed in less than a week. Cleo can't keep the secret any longer. Venture to the northmost cliffs of the Shearwater Bay and procure a pouch of pixie dust from the fairy called Numa.
Yep, there you go.
So it's great.
Right.
Yeah, just go and deal with it. One of them is buying a manticore from a dorg. And the pieces are okay, yeah. It's just fun. Yeah, I actually that to me is actually really nice that I didn't notice that when you pointed it out. I'm great that I can then see this right away and go, okay, we'll probably avoid these until we feel much more comfortable. Even my daughter might still never want to do it, but we can go. Let's go hijinks. Let's go heroic. But the Doom and Gloom, we're just going to go exploring. I'll do Doom and Gloom with my other group.
Yeah. So, and then the settlement gets, this is another settlement called Dunk.
Okay.
And it's got a keyed location, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, it's a nice little map.
Yeah.
Boulder Hill.
And then, so here's our next location, Dunk.
I like it.
And we've got the Troll Toll table.
That's clever. There better be some puzzles or some what do you call them? Not quizzes.
So Gridlock wants to know: is it truly kiddie or is it just cartoon?
I would say cartoony.
Okay, what is the difference between that?
I think he was thinking more like for kids, and I would say that this can be. I mean, I guess you're right because it is cartoony, but it says family friendly, but it is aimed at a younger audience. I would say. I mean, obviously, an older audience could play this, but they better have a sense of humor because it's really ha 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 muck 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 muck.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that like one of the quests is Jolly Skywise needs the rare purple flutterite crystals to fuel her flying machine.
My kids love it.
Get her some, and when her vessel is ready, she'll take you safely through the clouds on a one-way trip to anywhere in Mucklands. So, it's...
But what's the Doom and Gloom one?
The Doom and Gloom one is, there's a bunch of Reavers and Hierophants in a mine it was converted into a Sarpathy temple after it was taken over and destroyed. And then, the mutating Hierophant is in the process of growing extra limbs through the process of using the magic of the crystals.
Okay. I wouldn't even say, I mean, so it could be obviously
a little bit of body horror.
A little body horror, but more combat focused probably. Go in and might have to hurt some people.
Right. Yeah. Whereas like the Sooth Soul 6, it's go convince the pixie to give you some dust or whatever like that.
Do you want to adventure? You want to like slay some swords?
Yeah. And remember too, with this game system, the way the combat system works, the initiative system, is every round, the first thing is talk.
Yeah.
Then it's, do you run away? Then it's, do you want to do something clever? Then finally, it's combat.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's what I think really is going to dictate the family-friendly nature of this. And I don't think my brother wants to fight everything, and my son will probably follow my brother because he thinks Uncle Danny's really cool. And so we'll see if my wife and daughter can persuade them to do more adventuring and less slaying.
Yeah. So, again, we've got... just more locations. And again, so this is for every region, and they kind of just goes on and on and on and on and on.
Yeah.
And on and on. Now, I will say, none of this stuff is particularly detailed out. So going back to the example of these quests, which we were talking about.
Which I like, I want more dungeons already drawn for me.
So if we go to Azimuth Output, which we were looking at before, when we talk about finding the Flutterite, and the Hierophant who is using the magic of the crystals to give themselves extra limbs. If we talk about finding fuel for the flyer and getting the crystals so that they can activate their flying machine. If we talk about going to the pixie and convincing them to give you some pixie dust so they can shake off their curse. That is the extent of that encounter.
Yeah. There's a lot on the GM then to
now,
find.
There's things in bold, which I think are monsters that you can find in the bestiary.
Or they're NPCs that
NPCs that are located here. Like, for example, Jolly Skywise, who needs fuel, is located right here. But again, There's no map. There's no battle map. You know what I mean? Like there's no. So like when you go to the Pixie, that's on you to make that up and to kind of go. You know, kind of
yeah. And obviously, I love when you talked about Dolmenwood.
Yeah.
How detailed it was.
Yeah.
That's obviously GM's. I mean, to me, maybe
well, there were some people who felt like
I want.
There were some people who felt like Dolmenwood wasn't detailed enough either because
I want more.
Because they're like, you don't understand, Derek. I want to do nothing. Yes. I'm really hoping that I can never be creative and have to ever think for myself. Ever. Not even once in the entire time that I play. In fact, the best case scenario would be that I would play a game that has a rule for everything, so I never have to think about a possible rule, and has every single thing. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, I should just go play a video game.
Which everyone loves. We all love video games. What I'm saying is, obviously, I have to roll with the punches. Did you win? Did you lose? Did you do something that way wasn't planned for? I'm okay with all that. I want to know when you go there, what's there.
Yeah.
And if there's a dungeon, I feel like the dungeon should be not designed by me. But I don't mind doing it. It's just something extra I have to do where they're long work week. I just want to play games with my kids. You know, we play a lot of board games. So if we're playing a role-playing game, obviously I have to put extra time then to draw dungeons and figure out where everything's at, and treasures and stuff like that.
Well, it's yeah. I mean, what was the point of night school then, Bob?
Granted, I loved doing that.
Okay.
I was younger then. My kids were younger. I'm tired these days. I don't know. It's fine. I mean, realistically, I don't mind doing dungeons and fun. I want as much as possible that they can give me, and then I'll fill in the gaps.
Sure.
Less is when people say less.
Well, I
is
guess
more,
my question is
fine.
I guess my question is, why does any of this have to be a dungeon?
Oh, it doesn't. I'm just saying, if they're going to say like
if you go to the Magic Fairy Pond and
the
little fairy appears and goes, what do you want?
Yeah, we're just going to role play it.
Right.
Yeah, it's all theater of the mind to me. And but if there is a dungeon, personally, I would like dungeon. Like when you saw the map here.
Yeah.
That's nice to actually have. I'm glad that this settlement has a map.
Well, and we can actually
because they might want to explore more in this town, and that's great to know.
Yeah, and so we can actually kind of one thing that I think is actually to this game's advantage is that, and to be clear, I want to give Dolmenwood credit because Dolmenwood is based off of BXD&D. Remember the D&D that we played that one time?
It's fun.
Where you got to get gold, you got to get treasure. That's the main way you get experience.
In DTX, we did that, and I freaking love it.
Now, they did very intelligently in their campaign guide create a series of alternate XP rules, because the fact of the matter is, if you're wandering, like for example, let's say you're on a hexcrawl and you go into the wilderness and you're traveling through the wilderness, and then a terrible storm hits, a winter squall that comes down, and all your phones get an alert.
What is going on with that, by the way? We had another one the other day.
I know.
Whiteout. I've never even heard of this word until last week, and I have two of them in a couple days.
Which word?
Winter squall or whatever.
Oh, winter squall. Well, squall? You've never heard of squall?
I've heard the word squall, but I've never
got an alert for it?
Well, not even them. I never heard the weather person go, hello, everybody. It's going to be winter squall. You're not going to see anything for...
Yeah, it was crazy. But anyways, a winter squall hits, and you guys become lost, and then you spend a chunk of the session trying to reorientate yourself. And while you're lost, you come across a tribe of centaurs who are willing to help you, and then whatever you help them out or whatever, they point you in the right direction. They even guide you to your location. You get there. Great session. 0 XP.
Yeah.
Because you didn't get any treasure.
Yep.
Right. And so this is where I always say that, the games rewards you for the stuff that, you should be doing. So when you go back to
the core rulebook,
core rulebook,
two sets of different
of Land of Eem, you get experience points for completing quests.
Yes.
Encountering new creatures and critters.
Love it.
Having a significant NPC encounter. Solving a problem in a creative way.
Love it.
Getting into some hijinks.
Woo.
Traveling 10 or more hexes.
Okay, so yeah, encouraging
exploring a new location. Finding a magical item. And then you also get role-playing experience points for demonstrating your flaw. pursuing your ideal or your personal quest, to build on your relationships that you have with other people. So all the things that we've been talking about that you might, you might do through the course of this, game from these quests that they gave us come true.
Yes.
And would award you the experience points from this game without having to jump through a bunch of hoops.
Correct.
Because you're like, oh, that was fun. We had to travel to meet the fairy, to solve a quest, and we solved the problem with creativity and all, and cool. You got
Some
5
XP.
You got 5 or 6 XP.
Love it.
And so in that way, the game does seem a little bit more, I think, Land of Eem.
So what did Dolmenwood do then, besides the treasure?
Yeah, so it had an alternate set of rules to, number one, give small awards to individual PCs for doing heroic deeds.
Okay.
You did something kick-ass, here's some experience points. And then it also had a system for major and minor accomplishments.
Interesting.
And that's kind of like, could be a quest, could be exploration, something like that.
Well, I know I've liked the Dragonbane, I like the Forbidden Lands, the way Free League does theirs, and that's sort of what this is.
And they use the question, based approach.
It especially after that first session, when you ask those questions and that party goes, oh, yeah. We definitely should be exploring.
Now, did you watch the heroic deeds?
No, it's on my
video yet.
No, that's what I'm on right now. Yeah. It's like a 4-hour video.
Oh, it's a good game.
Everyone's talking about it. I'm like, dang, I really need to watch this.
So the way heroic deeds works is, let's say you're a barbarian.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's no XP.
Okay.
In order to get that feat or that barbarian power, you have to do something 3 or 4 or 5 times.
It's kind of cool. It sounds like a video game.
Yeah. So it's like if you want to get the barbarian charge power, right, you need to run into combat. And every time you run into combat, you mark a little dot on that.
Gosh, that makes so much sense.
And then when you do it 5 times, there's no leveling up. Once you do it 5 times, you get that power now.
My brother was talking about Dragonbane, and he was like, is there anything where I can throw 2 daggers at the same time? Like, how you double slash, but I want to go choo-choo. And I was like, not that I know of. And he goes, we should make heroic ability. I'm like, I'm not making heroic ability until you start doing it. Yeah. So if I see you throw a dagger, and you throw a dagger and throw a dagger, I'll just start going, he's always doing that.
Right.
And that's sort of the heroic deeds method, which I really like that method.
Yep.
Because you're practicing in a sense.
Well, yeah, I mean,
you're training it.
Yeah, you're doing it in the game. Now, granted, it's not literally a 1-to-1 type thing.
No,
but yeah, it's pretty cool.
I mean, I love it. We did that a little bit with Dragon Time. We give heroic abilities afterwards for people doing these heroic things.
Well,
one of them,
but the problem with it is there's no sense of progression.
Correct.
You just get it.
That's what we did.
And it's kind of still based off of fiat.
We need to add heroic deeds. Maybe not the book, but the idea of heroic deeds into Dragon Time.
Right. I originally called them heroic deeds.
I know. I'm just going to resurface that back. I have all your notes.
In case you didn't notice, that would involve tracking, and people hate tracking.
Yes, we'll figure that out. Don't worry, Derek.
But then you can remind them that they no longer have to track any of those special materials.
Well, that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm trying to eliminate the data input tracking and more like just character tracking, which you'll have to carry.
I mean, isn't that the same thing as data?
I feel like there's an extra step with everyone writing their weekly logs and everything. Just X all that out.
I got you. So there's no paper trail.
Correct. If you could cheat, you cheat.
Okay.
But there's 20 of us. There's 20 of us. I mean, why are we cheating anyway?
I mean, people did cheat in North. I just don't. Regions.
It doesn't make sense to me. Like, it just boggles my mind. Like, we played a game recently, me and my brother, a video game, and there was a cheater in the other way, and he was just crushing all of us. He had some kind of mod on, and he was hacking it.
You know this for sure, or were you just getting destroyed?
He didn't take any damage. We were playing Star Wars, and my brother was like, and his name was "You Can't Ban Me." My brother was like, "This guy's fucking cheating." Like, he was laughing. Anyway, he was like, "I don't understand what this guy's doing." And I'm like, he probably had a hard day and just wants to go on and just kill everybody and never die. And that's what he did. He just destroyed us all. But I kept going in my head. I'm like, I've sort of come to the not realization, but I was playing a lot of Marvel Rivals, and I was terrible. And now I'm finally getting into the gold section. I'm not diamond or platinum, all those people yet, but I'm like, I earned it. I've been grinding away. And I'm gold now. So to me, it's just like, I don't know why. If you're just like, okay, I'm gold. Like, it seems so cheap and not real.
Right. Like, I mean, obviously, I'm not a big fan of cheating regardless. But like in Magic, I understood why people cheated. They wanted to win the tournament so they could get money or go to the
That's
Pro
different.
Tour.
There's no money here.
Yeah, like there's
you're actually
nothing.
paying us to play in the game.
Correct.
Makes no sense.
Correct.
No sense.
Yeah.
So I want to get rid of
Anyways,
that
so
tracking.
I was going to say a lot of the tracking. This is a complete side tangent, by the way. A lot of the paperwork was so that we had that ledger and log.
I want to get rid of all that.
Yeah.
I want to make it. You just track your character,
Right?
and then you just take ownership of that.
Well, the other thing too was we also kind of liked the data.
I love data. And that's the other thing. People, they can't have their cake and eat it too. They're like, we want to see all the data at the end, but I don't want to put any of the data in.
Right.
Well, then,
yeah, that's true.
Can't see it.
That is true. People will be like, "Oh, I love that," and it's like, okay, well, you're going to put all that data in? Nah, I don't want to put all that data in. Anyways, back to Bogtown.
So I'm a little. It's hard to say disappointed because there's so much in here.
Yeah.
But hearing what you said about Dolan, that's what I was hoping was going to be in here, like a really detailed per hex grid. But now what I'm realizing is these are more location based. On when each grid is not a thing in here.
Correct.
Because you might travel 2 or 3 hexes to get to the location, and the location is listed in here.
Right.
But
so
I don't know if they have any of this stuff mapped out. Like
for example, we've got all of our things here. So here's a site. So for example, the Crossroads is in hex 5.8.
Yes. So we can easily find it.
So that's where the Crossroads is. It's in hex 5.8. Here's everything that you need to know about the Crossroads. What's going on? The sights and sounds. The room. That's awkward.
What?
Well, the sights and sounds header. This is a sidebar.
Oh, sorry. It took me a second to realize. Yeah. So what's going on? Carried over.
The sights and sounds
is down here.
No, it's here.
Why would they do that? That's just bad font placement. That's bad.
It won an award.
Well,
anyways,
let's talk to Stephen Glicker.
I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm just saying. Again, this is a sidebar.
I thought this was for this.
No, this is a sidebar.
That's terrible.
No, this header is for this list of 6 things. Just like this header is for these 3 things.
Oh,
and this
I get that. That makes sense.
This header should be here, but then this wouldn't have fit.
I get it.
So,
unfortunately,
it wraps around. But you have a bunch of quests and a bunch of NPCs, and that's for the Crossroads. And then the Fairy Market, which is in wherever hex it's in, right? And here's a random quest. And then here's the old place in 17.19, right? So there are locations. Here are some points of interest. The Snake Shrine.
Ooh, cool.
The Old Graveyard. The Ghost Town. So, I mean, this thing is chock full.
Does it at least tell you to go to like a page? I'm wondering, like for here.
What do you mean?
So you're going to do like in the site.
Yeah.
Does it have the pages that might be listed out? Or, I guess they just follow numerically.
Well, no, this is the site.
Yeah. So you don't jump around.
You should never have to jump around.
Yeah. So then, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not too bad. Okay. Yeah, it's not too bad. I don't know. I guess I was hoping for...
So this is an example, by the way, of a zone.
Oh, okay.
So this is the Drippy Down River, and it's basically all the hexes with this river.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's basically like, it's not one spot. It's a area, right, with kind of some stuff going on here. Like here are the High Wilds, which is this area outlined in this.
That's nice.
So you have all
like that.
So it's kind of more of like saying that's what's going on in this kind of, like I said, it's like a sub region.
Yeah, no, it makes total sense because there's a few key locations in here, but you're gonna be traveling through this area, so wandering intruders are gonna come up.
Yeah. So and they give you a bonus and a penalty to your wandering counter checks. There's different monsters that are in here, quests that are in here, and stuff like that. So and here's the Nameless
that's all
Lake.
great.
And by the way,
is there no dungeons?
No, none.
That's gonna hurt me. I'm gonna have to do some stuff then.
I mean, it's just like Dolmenwood. Dolmenwood didn't have any dungeons either.
I know. I get it. I feel like I know they have free stuff on their Patreon. Like,
so that's a great question. So somebody asked,
give us dungeons.
So somebody asked, like, well, so what? How are you traveling, right? So,
oh yeah, that's in the core rulebook.
Well, no, what they meant is what is traveling like in Land of Eem? So in Dolmenwood, you might be traveling potentially several hexes a day that you're going through.
Travels on 126.
Travels on 126. I have the PDF open. I don't even know what I'm
I was like, you're supposed to give me the core rulebook because you have the computer. Right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Correct. It's a 6-mile hex.
Yeah, we know that.
The day is divided into 4 travel turns. Mm-hmm. You travel in turns 1 and 2, because that's the daytime. Daytime hours are ideal for travel, and you can typically move up to 2 hexes per turn.
Okay.
So you're roughly traveling, which is, by the way, exactly the same as
Dragonbane.
Forbidden Lands.
And Forbidden Lands. Yeah, Free League.
You're traveling about 4 hexes a day.
2 hexes per shift?
2 hexes per quarter day. It wouldn't be so bad if the same company didn't make both games.
And they didn't make the superior naming system before they came out with the secondary
Right, and
one.
Forbidden Lands came first.
Yes.
But
and it easily did it. And it was super clear.
Yeah.
Quarter day, what's that? There's no explanation needed.
Quarter day. Oh, what's the other one called? It's called a quarter hour.
Yeah. Pretty easy.
How long is a quarter hour? I don't know.
Though you should see I don't know if you've ever seen that podcast. It's that one black guy and that one white dude. They're both 6'7". They're like former basketball players. And they have the one guy's a complete idiot. And they always rip on each other. And the one guy was telling him, he's like, I just found this out. A quarter past, I thought was $6.25. Because a quarter is 25 cents. And I lost it. And I was, this guy's so dumb.
So what I want to highlight here, though, is something that I think is really true, and people need to understand this about hex crawls. Dolmenwood doesn't solve this problem, by the way.
What's the problem?
Because even though Dolmenwood has a encounter in each hex,
okay,
you're not even necessarily going to find it.
Okay, which makes it's a 6 mile wide hex.
That's it's about 20 square miles.
Yeah, it's a city,
huge area.
Yeah.
The thing is, hex crawls, in my opinion, never, ever, ever work if you're just literally wandering the wilderness.
Okay, like you don't have a point of
correct
destination.
You need to be there to do something. Mm-hmm. You need to have some, otherwise it's not a journey. To go on a journey, you kind of have to have a destination.
Not you're just lost.
Otherwise you're just wandering.
Mm-hmm.
So, because otherwise what ends up happening is your game turns into just a bunch of random encounters.
Yeah.
And that could be fun, like for a little bit. But if that's all your campaign is.
Yeah, I wouldn't want it to only be that. I'd want it to happen, though. Like, I like that.
Well, no, you can have some emergent gameplay for sure. But, you can't just assume that you're going to have a bunch of series of random, staffs, random encounters and stat blocks. Mm-hmm. And that's going to be great. So someone asked a question, it's like, well, wait, aren't the lairs dungeon? The lairs are dungeons.
But they don't give me a dungeon.
But they don't give Bob a dungeon.
Yes.
Bob wants a map with a key.
Well, look, it talks about the areas, right? You know what? It's going to sound terrible.
Yeah.
But Derek will be the purist. I'll be the sleaze. I'm just going to take this, insert in a chat GPT, and then it's going to lay out the dungeon for me. And it's an artwork. It's got the areas.
Yeah.
Right? So I'll just take the PDF, copy this in. It's got 3 areas, and it's got the monsters. And I'll say, create a dungeon for me, isometric style. And
why is it going to be isometric style?
I just love isometric. I actually thought about learning how to do better about drawing isometric dungeons this year.
Okay.
I just think they look prettier. Like
sure.
They're laid out, and then you can see them one layers below it.
But
it doesn't have to be. No, again, I'm just going to get it done, and then I will have my dungeon.
So someone's like, go to page 56. Okay, but there's still not a map.
Yeah. No. I'm real lazy. Lazy is the wrong word. I'm just tired. I don't have time to draw this out. Now, again, it might be really simple. I'm obviously being facetious a little bit, but this might be just like, obviously, level 1, we're just theater mining. We don't actually need to see a map.
Right.
But then I always hate, too, like, same with you, I have all this dungeon material at my house. And I don't ever build anything.
Right. Because it's a pain in the ass, Bob.
It is.
That's why I don't use Dwarven Forge. I have
so much Dwarven Forge.
I have so much Dwarven. You've seen it. You've helped carry it.
It's great.
I've got bins and bins and bins of Dwarven Forge.
Some of it's not painted.
I mean, some of it's not painted.
But there's chunk is. It is very pretty.
Yeah.
And it's a pain in the ass.
It's a huge pain in the ass.
I also don't like the reveal, like like the pullback reveal. Like, what's over there?
Oh no!
I can see it.
If I'm building it, I'm building it. Like I said, I am fine. Like
did you do it with a 6 or 7 year old? I could see the end.
Yeah,
is that where the big boss is?
Somehow I feel like it would be more annoying with kids. To be clear, I think the whole process would feel like it would be more annoying with kids. But
this is true for you.
But anyways,
no. So what I'll do is,
I don't think Land of Eem is a particularly strong dungeon crawler.
Yeah, I don't think it. I think this is more like me just telling them, "Hey, you guys have entered level 1."
Right.
You know what I mean, or area 1 in this previous example.
Well, because what is the value? What is the
And I think the creativity of the brain. I've played lots of theater of mind with you.
Yeah.
And I tend to remember more.
Oh,
what happened?
You messed up.
Oh, what'd I say? I see my wife texting.
She said, "So then, why do we have it all?"
Oh, she hates how much stuff I own, and I have a lot of it printed.
Is it true? If you don't use it, you lose it.
So she saw. I don't know if you've seen these. They have the new projectors that like hook up the dungeon map.
Oh yeah. You mount them on like the ceiling.
They're so good. Well, they even have it on a tripod, and it's like designed so that it squares itself out.
I just feel like someone's gonna take that tripod out.
I would I would drop down, so I'd put it on mine, and you have all this stuff, so we would just mount it. And my brother and everything's like, dude, that's so cool. I'm like, I know, and it puts the map out. And then I'm like, but why do I have all this shit? Because he's like, you should just get that and get rid of all this extra terrain that I have. I'm like, but it's so cool.
Okay, number one.
The kids bring it out and they play with it.
Okay, number one.
They love it.
Number one, the projector's cool and all, except number one, the contrast is usually worse than it actually is in real life, unless you're like playing like, with like no lights on. Number two, you put your hand.
I thought about it too. Like you have all the lights on, you can't see anything.
Yeah, I mean the projector could be pretty bright if you go get a good one, an expensive one.
Well, I don't know if these were designed for it or not. Who knows? You play in the dark, you'll be perfect.
But anyways,
everyone wants they like the walls. They want to see the dungeon.
Yeah,
so I have all that stuff, but sorry, honey, I'm going to keep it for now at least.
Scott, by the way, our friend Scott P says, "Good news, Bob. The Adventure Collections PDF has blank isometric maps you can use."
What's the Adventures Collection PDF?
I don't know.
Is it part of Eem, or are you just talking about a separate product? But and they do theirs in isometric because I'm on their Patreon, and they have some like free dungeons, and they look so pretty as isometrics. So that's the way I would do it.
So
it's an Eem thing. Okay.
It's an Eem thing. Okay.
Okay.
By the way, I hate the drive-through RPG now verifies that you're a human. I'm never convinced that actually is doing anything. Oh yeah. So here you go, Bob.
See, isn't it so pretty? I think that's very pretty.
I mean,
but
to who?
To me.
But your players are never going to see that.
Maybe.
But why would you show them the map?
I don't know. I like isometric maps. When in their books, they have their Dungeoneering Academy books that I'm reading. They have little maps in there that the kids not walk through, but they show you kind of the main map when you open the book, and it's all isometric. And I just think it looks so much better than a flat map.
But you also like fucking Pirate Borg, so
I'm still waiting for that to come in the mail. It's supposed to be later this year, I think.
I'm just saying, I don't. Fine, isometric map, but how does that? It doesn't help you run the dungeon.
No, it doesn't. This probably help you run the dungeon better than the map would.
Yeah, of course it would.
But I still like my maps.
Like one of the most famous dungeons, in fact, the dungeon that people usually think of when they think of isometric maps is they think of I-6, right? Castle Ravenloft.
I don't know if I know that one. I know Ravenloft.
That was the original Castle Ravenloft from the 80s. And it was done in an isometric style. But it was because it was castle. So you had rooms stacked on top of rooms, stacked on top of rooms, and you had like towers that would go through. Well, no, it was useful.
Well, they do stuff like that.
No, but that's not useful.
That example you showed isn't. But
none of them are ever useful.
You just said it was useful
for Castle Ravenloft.
Okay, so if I have a multi-level dungeon, it's useful.
No, I'm not. What? No, there's no value in it.
Why? If it shows how it connects and where the staircases is and the land. No. Okay.
No.
I disagree.
No.
I actually think they're really pretty. I would love to use them. Again, I guess drawing them is unnecessary. Waste of time.
Jasari says so many GMs just show the map anyways. People don't draw up maps. People say that. Bob, you've been playing with us for a long time. We always draw our maps.
And actually, which is another funny thing about having all that terrain. Derek has all this terrain. Our friend Smith has all this terrain. well, actually, it's at Smith's house, or was, and I have all this terrain, and every time we just pull out the chess explored map, and then just, you're in this area, and there's some rocks here, and there's an entrance over there, and we don't even use any of the terrain.
No. I'm talking about drawing maps. I'm sorry.
Oh, you mean like having a cartographer?
Not like a battle map.
You mean like someone mapping?
Yeah, mapping.
Oh, I fucking love mapping.
I know.
I've had a map for Smith's game. I've had a map. We have a person mapping for what's the game we were playing with the page? Trespasser? No, I'm not Trespasser.
Torchbearer.
Torchbearer. Yeah. Yeah. There's more points of.
Well, the dungeon was a point crawl.
Yeah, but I love mapping. I mapped our whole not BX. In DTX we played Keeping the Borderlands.
Yeah.
I mapped that whole thing. That was beautiful. Still hanging on Smith's wall.
Right. Yeah.
That one was great where I had to map the Smith's game.
Yeah.
And then we failed the one check we wanted to run away, and Smith took my map.
Oh, he took your map away, and he said,
you have to remember how to get out.
You have to remember how to get out without your map.
And I did.
Yes.
So it was awesome.
Yeah.
What's up, Booth?
Yeah, so I enjoy that process.
Mapping is one of my favorite things. I was actually sad that GM Scott was
Mr. Ghost wants to know, is the Muppet thing hard-coded into this?
Well, the Muppet thing is not.
That's just an art thing.
It's just a cutesy. The
like,
art is
I mean,
there.
If you're fine with the swamp region being called the Drippy Downs.
I mean, the art is the art. I mean, it's not that art for sure.
The art is the art. The name of the NPCs is the name of the NPCs.
This is what they mean by Muppets. I mean, that's really what they mean.
Yeah.
It's this art style. It's cutesy, it's kiddie, it's cartoony. That's what they mean. They're trying to come up with a term that someone's going to recognize. Oh, Muppets, there's no puppets. I mean, that's not what they're talking about.
No. It's a whole new gaming system. I'm just pointing out that, like, obviously some of the monsters, like, a caterpillar.
Yep.
That's not an art thing.
No.
Now, granted, you could be like, it's a caterpillar. It drinks your soul while it...
You could.
It consumes children's, brains.
You could really go extra.
Yeah. I mean, you could go fully on. But
they have lots of things like that where it's double words that mean different things.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, like, like the humongoose.
I think my kids would think that's so funny.
Yeah. So again, art, yes, but it's also the humongoose.
Yeah, I think it's
so.
great.
I mean, I think there's a Muppet element to this.
There is
for sure. For sure.
But again, it's the Gorgle Beast is a monster. It's so cool. Yeah. Again, the giant could be any giant if you're playing it, but their art style is sort of in there. I wouldn't say it's hard coded. Oh.
Well, we got a tip from Scotty. I did, man. I was wondering if we were gonna get any tips.
$25. Here you go, Bob. Go buy the Mucklands Book of Random Encounters and the Adventures in the Mucklands PDFs.
Oh,
I didn't even know that was a thing.
I didn't know it was a thing either.
And why don't we have it already?
Well, they didn't.
Wait, does this Etten only have one head?
Apparently.
Oh, Derek taught me that they have two heads.
They're supposed to.
And now I'm upset.
I mean, look, this isn't.
You want to fight some dudes?
You see the way that Bob's laughing? I'm also imagining your brother laughing the same way.
My wife would be rolling her eyes.
And
because her humor is closer to yours.
Yes, we're both mature adults.
But you like stand-up comedy.
I do.
She hates it. Like, she just can't stand it. She's like, well, this isn't funny at all. And I'm like crying.
Well, I don't know if I'm crying. But...
my wife likes to say that I like to laugh at my own jokes. Like, that's how much I like to laugh. Like, I'm always laughing at stuff. So
yeah. I mean, I
like to have a good time.
You know what? I like good stand-up comics. How about that?
I mean, there's some good ones.
No, there are. I think there's many that are.
Nate.
Nate Bargatze?
Oh my god,
hilarious!
So funny. I laughed so hard with him.
I mean, the one where he.
This is my son's.
My favorite one is the one where he's like talking about
the units of measure.
No,
that's my favorite.
His wife, and he's going
to
at the airport,
gosh,
and she goes, and he goes, when are you guys leaving? And she goes, 12:30, and he's like, and and it's 12:15, and I go, honey, I don't know if you've ever been to an airport before. He's like, but if that plane was in our driveway, I don't think you could make it.
His like dry tone is so.
And it's got that
funny.
dry tone, and then she goes, no, that's what time we're leaving to the airport. And he goes, oh, okay.
Why would I care?
Why would you tell me that information? That means nothing to no one.
Because he has to pick them up or something.
Right. Yeah. He's like, I need to know what time you're leaving to the going to, what time you're going to arrive at the destination.
Yeah.
What time are you leaving on a plane? Not leaving the house randomly. Anyways.
Oh, he's so funny. He's really and he doesn't, his humor's all clean. He doesn't swear.
Right.
And so I played it for like New Year's a couple years ago. I think 2 years ago I played his New Year's special. And I could have it out for the whole family. And it's just, we're laughing. They don't get all the jokes, but there's not swearing. It's not vulgar and stuff like that. He's especially for being non-vulgar, he's so funny.
Right.
He just hits hard. So
anyways, but
I love him.
So the Muppet stuff I don't think is super coded, but
it is the thing.
So
I need to find out more about this PDF. Is what I need to find out about.
So I will say this, the Dolan
that is an anteater. Okay. The
Dolan Wood campaign setting also had a bunch of GM advice. It had a bunch of encounter magic items and other stuff that you could give out.
Is this just going to refer you back to the 1,000 roll tables in the other book?
Well, I don't think it will refer to you back to it. But this book is just, it is just the locations. I mean, it's the whole book. It's just a sandbox. It's just a campaign.
Oh, there's a special quest of that. Oh, that's his name, Rickety Stitch.
Yeah, and the Gelatinous Goo.
That's the other books they have.
So, I think they kind of have what I will call here kind of like an adventure path in the back. And then we have basically the history of this is the lore that no one cares about, but here's the lore of this world and the history of it and the cultures of the different people that live here, their religion, their art, I like they put all this stuff in the back where no one will ever read it, which is where it should be.
Oh, wow.
What's the name of their days of the week? Oh, Sunday, Moon Day, Tuesday, Middlewick.
I think it's actually Monday, but it's M-U-N. Mun.
Oh, sorry. I'm reading it upside down.
Yeah.
Friar Day, Mirth Day, and
Boggins Day. Yeah, Boggins are the humans of the world.
Got Boggins Day.
Yeah. Middlewick is kind of funny.
Yeah. Middle of the Wick.
Yeah, there's no way I'm going to remember all this.
Right, you're like, oh, yes, and we will meet again in Moonwax.
To me,
yes,
when you want to go all out and change the days of the week, the months, and everything, and seasons, I wouldn't keep the Earths 7, 12, 4.
No, you have to.
Why?
Because it's so confusing otherwise. It's unbelievable.
It's not confusing to say we're in Polano?
No, because people go, oh, that's just July. Now, I like that kind of stuff. I do have an alternative.
Okay.
I do have an alternative, which is 12 days. This is, when I say the alternative, this is what Forgotten Realms does.
This is D&D?
No. Well, yes, but
okay.
D&D is technically other things. But Forgotten Realms has 12 months of 3 10-day weeks.
Okay.
So it's 30-day months times 12, 360 days. 5 days missing. So there are 5 additional days, which, by the way, I wish our calendar system was like this. The holidays are a special day between the months.
Oh.
Right? So it would be like if New Year's Day wasn't in January and it wasn't in December. It was a bonus day between the two.
I did not know that about Forgotten Realms.
Yeah.
Is that translated into D&D? They talk about that?
No.
Okay. I know you have a lot of lore knowledge for Forgotten Realms knowledge.
Well, D&D isn't Forgotten Realms.
No, that's
Forgotten
not
Realms isn't D&D. That's Ed Greenwood's settings.
I listened to him talk a couple years ago at Origins.
No, there you go.
He was fun.
Now it's kind of the unofficial official, but apparently they moved it to Greyhawk, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Anyways, I highly, you know what? You know what? This is all I need to tell you. J.R.R. Tolkien created not one, but multiple elven languages.
Yes.
Okay. He created Quenya. He created Sindarin. He created an entire script called Tengwar. He created the man was obsessed with language. Some people even say Lord of the Rings was just an excuse for him to indulge
I've actually heard that.
His language obsession, you know? It's like me creating Dragon Tide because I like boats.
I thought we were playing Dragonbane. No, we're playing my boat game.
Yeah. And so, smell something?
Not yet. No, and I have a pretty good sniffer.
All right. Let me go check.
Yep. If not, we have fire extinguishers. I know you own fire extinguishers in this house. I know. All right, so then it continues into the factions. We got major factions. We got the big Fame Hunters, the Blood Reef Clan. Again, at the end of the book here, to read about. And, the Pirate Court. You know, I like the pirates. Minor factions. So, again, we were talking about... so there is a little hex reference. I'm going to talk about Derek that when we get back. For the books, I've not read the Rickety Stitch books, but we are in book 1 of Land of Eem's Dungeon Adventures book, and my kids love it. But I wish, as Derek mentioned before, that there was more about helping the GM. Maybe that's just all supposed to be the core rulebook, and this is literally just a location book, is what it is. But I just wish there was more in here about using this book. 2 pages just feels a little inadequate, but maybe I'm just, I don't know.
I turned up your...
Oh, was I quiet?
Your camera. No.
Oh, okay.
Your camera.
Look at this. Got a little hex reference in the back.
Oh, cool.
So this does actually help a little bit with the grid. And then they got a giant D100 rumor table. Random.
Amanda made a waffle.
Burnt a waffle, you mean?
Yeah, it was a little crispy. So this book is definitely chock full.
It is a big book.
But it is not the same.
Ow, paper cut. Jeez Louise. Now I'm going to be bleeding.
And Bob bleeds, by the way.
Oh, my gosh. Look at already. Instantaneous. Just death wound on the wrist.
He is so ill-equipped to live. It's crazy.
Look at that. I'm telling you, dude. I bumped a piece of wood in the wood shop, and I was like, I had to put duct tape on my hand.
It was crazy. Let me get you a Band-Aid, I guess.
Thanks, buddy. Don't want to bleed out on the table. Where'd that blood stain come from? Yeah, Bob was just bleeding after a paper cut. I just bump into things and I start bleeding. I trust me, guys. I've talked to my doctors about it. I'm technically okay. Thank you, sir. Derek doesn't care about my health. He wants the no blood on his table. That's what it really is.
Well, this is our old crafts table, so it's like, all right.
I'm kidding. Everybody.
I also drilled.
Look at that thing. It just bleeds.
I know. It's like sticking yourself. But I was going to say that with Dolmenwood, now Dolmenwood's the same thing. Dolmenwood doesn't.
Maybe it's a redheaded thing. Cinema says his dad's the same way.
Like I said, your redheaded genes are not equipped for life.
I don't know what we're equipped for then. Like what
But so the difference is that in Dolmenwood, every hex gets its own thing.
Jeez.
He's got this little map inset so you can see the thing.
So this hex right here where there's just nothing in it.
Yes. Which one is that one?
311.
311. Whoa. All right. I'm upside down. So
you're doing great, actually. So this is a blank hex.
Yeah. The bandit hideout.
So there is a hideout in there. That's great.
Yeah. But again, reiterating, that's it. You don't get like a map. There's no like a thing. It's just, you get.
So the question is, how big would this book be if it was that?
Oh, it'd be
twice as big, 3 times as big.
5-6 times as big.
Yeah. So they can't do that, obviously. But I think a lot of these hexes are meant to be nothing, just travel.
Well, travel is a thing. And again, there's
what is all this? There's no way any of this is something. It's just water.
Correct.
But there's something in here, it looks like.
Sure.
Maybe a zone or something.
Right. And, if you look at the map of this, you can see that there's no coast. You just have this one lake,
Mm-hmm.
But, again, reiterating the... What?
706. Wait, so if I look at this...
Yeah.
706. Yeah. That means 0706?
0706.
Phantom Isle. Sweet. I mean, this sounds great. That's cool. I think that's great. A little mini map in there.
But I'm just trying to point out that, you basically just get a page.
Mm-hmm. But it's, I'm trying to think. The zones is nice because you get into a zone and you want the feels, you want the sights and sounds. You want to know about this area. I'm traveling through this area. But what happened in this hex? Nothing. You guys ready to go to the next hex?
Right.
Can you roll again?
Well, and that's what
Can you roll again?
But that's what a lot of people complain about with hex crawls. But again,
they don't want to, or they want to keep going.
No, the problem is they basically just turn it into, all right, well, nothing up in this hex. Go to the next hex.
That's my point. What's this? Just seems like all a waste. At that point, you just make. But then, are you just making a point crawl?
Yeah,
I'm just going there. Mm-hmm. So this has feel of depth because it's distance.
But also too, it's I think embracing the idea that emergent games can occur through rolling random encounters.
Yes.
But it's a problem when that becomes the whole campaign.
I agree. I know that when I played East Marches, Dragonbane with Edril, he was doing a ton of all random rolls. And it felt like it was very alive. Like anything could happen. We go left, we go right. We don't know where we're going because we don't know what's going to happen in this hex, which could determine, like you said, they'll take you on a blimp or ferry ship to anywhere. Well, now we can go anywhere. Like things can just start changing. That actually feels really cool and immersive.
Right.
But if that was all we did, we just felt like we were just running around with no direction. Are we trying to save a princess, or we just are we literally just exploring? At least if you are Muppets meets Lord of the Rings, at least in Lord of the Rings they were going somewhere. You know, they were going to Mordor.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like when people say exploring, even explorers have something they're looking for.
Yeah.
The Lost City of Gold.
I just walked out one day.
You know,
I didn't know what I was doing.
You know, there's something
correct
that they're trying to.
They have a destination. They have a purpose.
Right. And even if they don't know where it is, they know what they're looking for.
Correct. And I'm hoping. I'll give you guys more feedback if you're on the Patreon, especially. This is a good plug. If you want to join the Patreon or join the Discord, obviously the Patreon and Discord links are usually in the description below. And you can join us where we talk about this stuff all the time. Derek especially spends way too much time in the Discord. But you get to have these conversations with us. We talk about these games. We talk about Dolmenwood and Land of Eem and et cetera. And people are getting other games running. I will let you guys know my feedback, just like I did recently with Wilderfeast. I let the patrons know after I played with some of my friends what they thought. And I think even though my group's not the average group, they took pieces of that and were able to, they're going to run their other games a little bit differently because it helped walk through the quick start. So we can do that too. And I'm hoping I can help people once I start running this. I think I'm doing it a couple times a month.
Yeah.
The kids are excited.
Yeah, no, it'll be fun. I think the important thing to realize is I think people have this belief that a sandbox campaign setting is literally just, you know, you never have to make it anything on your own ever again.
I mean, I wish that was the case.
Right, and it's not the case. You know. In fact, I would argue that, you know, there's an element of this game that's a little bit old school.
Yeah, you probably like it.
That emergent,
I want more.
Right, that emergent nature, that uncertain nature of what you're going to encounter, who's going to be there, how are they going to react, how are they going to respond, is really interesting. Now, as I said before, the downside is when your entire campaign is basically just a series of random encounter rolls.
Yeah, so I don't like that.
So to put it in another way, we'll talk about this in terms of dungeons. Okay. I think dungeons they're at their best. There's some people who play dungeons, people I respect, people who do their dungeons and they generate them randomly.
Okay. I
think that's terrible. There are people I know who do their dungeons and they generate them procedurally while you're playing them. I think that's terrible. That's just my personal opinion. I like a dungeon to be prepped, meaning it's drawn out ahead of time and you have, you have your different things laid out and you're doing it with
it has a purpose.
A purpose in mind, and there's a sensibility to it. And that sense could be simulationism, but that sense could also be gameism, which is to say, this will make for a really cool sequence or series. It'll be an interesting game choices, okay? Yes. So, I think dungeons should be prepared. However...
I want to say on that point, when we did night school, a part that really stuck with me was discovery. And if you prepped your dungeon and did it right, you told me you would start to learn about the dungeon, the history of the dungeon. Why is it actually there? And if you're doing it randomly, that it feels like a bunch of...
It's a bunch of random nonsense.
Correct. But when you go, why is this painting on the wall? It's starting to make sense now. Oh, this other room that we talked about earlier, it's all starting to tie together.
Right.
That stuck with me when you said that during night school, and I think that was a really key point of I think dungeon design is it should make sense.
Well, it should make sense.
But it has a purpose.
And it
or
has
history.
a purpose. But also, I think one of the coolest things about a dungeon is foreshadowing.
Yes.
And also the ability to, we found, a clue or a hint about this thing that's further on in the dungeon. It shifts our perspective.
Yeah. Why is this dungeon so clean?
Right.
It's like, oh, who's in there cleaning it?
Right, exactly. So I like prep for dungeons.
Yes.
But
yes,
I also like random encounters in my dungeon.
Okay. Which is fine, seems like.
Right. Whereas there's some people who don't. Like Vin. Vin doesn't like random encounters.
So he has it all prepped.
Yeah, he wants it all prepped. And basically, it's like if there's a random encounter, it's because he made a check and the orcs that were 2 rooms away that are written into the dungeon, they heard the noise and the commotion and they left that room and they are coming to you.
Like that too.
See, that's way too much information. That's way too much work for me.
I feel like I'm closer to Vin on this.
All right.
Does Vin do random encounters in the wilderness though?
Maybe.
Like random. Because when I'm in the dungeon, I feel like the dungeon is pretty secure. Like it's pretty solid. It's not changing.
Right.
So if I've already prepped it, it ain't. The only thing that's affecting it is are you the adventurer coming in and affecting it?
Sure.
Nothing else is out. Nothing outside is causing it to change.
Whereas for me, I like the idea of like, yes, there are orcs. There's an orc faction in this dungeon, and I know that there are several locations where there's orcs present, but I don't know where every single orc is in the dungeon. I like that lack of information.
So you put orcs on the table.
I then put orcs on the table.
So I like that at least.
Right? And I'm also one of those people who, very much is like, oh, you guys came in, you crushed the orcs.
Cross it off.
You married their, you married their daughter or whatever.
Is that an orc?
No, it's a hobgoblin.
Okay. As a Caves of Chaos.
It was a Caves of Chaos thing. Bob's character may or not.
Did I slap? Let's see if I don't know who's all watching. My kid's still watching.
So, anyways, if you guys kill those orcs or take out their chief or whatever, then I'm going to modify that random encounter table.
Yes.
So the random encounter table reflects the...
It's a living, breathing dungeon itself.
It is. That's what
Reflection.
That's what I call dynamic random encounter tables. But the same way that a wilderness random encounter table reflects the sort of biology and populations and communities that are present within that hex. It's the way to sort of reflect that. But the real reason is I like to be surprised. I like the challenge of going, okay, for example, you played Caves of Chaos with me. Mm-hmm. You guys went into the ogre's lair. He wasn't there.
Yes.
Randomly. You guys looted his treasure.
You did more than that.
And then you peed all over his bed.
After we drank the goblin's beer.
After you drank all the goblin's beer. You guys came back to the goblin caves. I rolled some random encounters. All the goblins were dead because the ogre had thought the goblins did it.
It smelled like they did it.
And he went through the dungeon and he killed all the goblins that you were going to go kill. And then when you got to the end of the dungeon, he had just killed the goblin chief and the goblin ogre was really low on hit points. And you finished the job.
That's right. It was awesome.
And you took all the treasure.
But it felt connected.
Right. Because your event led to this, led to that. Now, I didn't plan that. I rolled it randomly. My job as a game master, what I enjoy is how do I connect the pieces?
Yeah, connect the dots.
Connect the dots.
Yeah.
And bring in the players and make them part of, have them be part of the situation as well,
That was awesome, actually. That was a really fun time.
But again, that was a unique story because when you play an adventure that's pre-written, when they go into the room and you're like, oh yeah, we found the things. And there was we went to the pixie and we, and they're like, oh yeah, my group did the same thing because that's what was written in the book.
Yeah.
So we did the same thing that you did.
Yeah, and that's what I have to break.
So,
because you're right, if everything was exactly the same, then we're all just playing this game.
Yep.
We're all just playing the Mucklands.
Yeah.
I'm playing the Mucklands with my family.
Right.
And it'll be the most unique.
Right.
No one else is doing it.
Right.
I mean, a bunch of people are starting at Wally's Waffles.
Correct. And that's okay.
Yeah.
That,
but where are we going from there?
Where do you go from there?
Yeah.
And that's what I think is really interesting. And one of the things that I always talk about is this, for me, role-playing games are what, I realized this just recently. There was a conversation about fun. And have you ever heard of like tier 1 versus tier 2 fun?
No, I just have fun.
Okay. So
I'd never heard this tiers of fun.
I'm going to actually go out on a limb, and I'm going to guess that maybe you don't do tier 2 fun. Maybe that's actually something that you don't do.
I don't even know what tier 2 fun is.
I'll explain it, and we'll learn more about Bob. Tier 1 fun is fun while you're doing it.
Yes.
Woo!
Party!
This is great. Tier 2 fun sucks while you're doing it. But it's fun when you're done and you look back at what you did. An example.
IKEA furniture?
No. Like distance hiking. Running a 5K or a 10K or a marathon. When I went to the Appalachian Trail.
Yeah, that's how I feel like
day to day, terrible.
Yeah.
Right? And
it's like an accomplishment fun.
And it's not really, it's only fun when you look back at what you've done and you go, man, what an accomplishment. Yeah, the day-to-days were bad, but I really, wow, what an accomplishment. And that was fun in a kind of weird way.
This is probably like working out.
Yeah, working out.
And I love working out. It sucks.
Right.
But obviously the results are great.
You're not having fun while you're working out. What it is like weeks or months later, and you're looking at the numbers going up, and you're looking at your body.
That
and
feels good.
That feels good, right?
Yeah.
So I have this weird theory, and this actually...
It's weird, because I wouldn't even classify that as fun. I feel like I can classify that more as like an accomplishment, happiness.
Yeah,
whereas the other one feels like fun.
But like, well, but you're doing it. So in the case of like working out, there's like health benefits and stuff like that. But like,
I mean, of course.
But like, in theory, you're doing these things.
Ran marathons,
right? But in theory, you're doing those things for fun.
Yes.
I hiked the Appalachian Trail for fun.
Yeah, you didn't have to do it.
I didn't have to do it. Like I was doing it for my enjoyment, even though the day-to-day moments absolutely sucked, and I wanted, But I have this theory that, or not theory, but like for me, RPGs are about tier 2 fun.
Oh, no.
Exactly.
No,
and that's why
tier 1 fun.
Right. This is why I don't like one-shots.
No, tier 1 fun.
Right. And you were talking before, you're like, I don't remember any of the rules from the games I played.
Fun.
All I remembered was, the fun we had, the vibes. Right? Woo, it was fun, the vibes.
Tier 1-5.
I personally think that the purpose of RPGs is to play the sessions.
Yeah.
And what happens in the sessions almost doesn't matter. Maybe they're not even fun. But when we're done, or as we're, after a big moment or after a big milestone or after we've even completed the campaign, we turn around, we look back at what we've created.
Here's what you do. You look back.
Yeah.
At all the fun you had on those individual days because they were fun.
Yeah.
Like when Smith blasts the ooze with the fireball, creating more and more oozes until he just kept blasting them things with fireballs. That was fun. We had a great time. When he blasted the stupid rock band in that Pathfinder 2 dungeon that we did, that was fun. And I had a great time.
Yeah.
Like living that. Like when I look back at that, I go, yeah, that was fun. 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 So it was fun.
Right. For you, the fun has to be a sequence of fun events.
Yes.
Whereas for me, I can have. I'm sorry, by the way, that I keep going to this shot instead of this shot.
Should be the money shot.
We only have 4 shots, but this shot has the same name as this. I named these scenes the same thing. Well, no, let me rephrase it. I named them differently, but they're too long. So on my stream deck, they have the same name, and so I never know which one to push. You'd think I would have figured it out by now, but I haven't.
That's fine.
Okay.
Bear with us.
Yeah, it's fine. So for me, RPGs are almost about that tier 2 fun. I don't really care about what happened in the session. Like, don't get me wrong, I like a good moment like anybody else.
Yeah.
But I would rather the game be better as a whole than made up of individually good moments.
Yeah, but then you're just talking about distance of time, right? Like, if I say that...
To a certain extent.
Say, like, my single day wasn't fun, but the last 2 sessions were fun. That was good.
Like, with regards to kids.
Yeah.
I've heard, right? They say the days are long, but the years are short.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And so it's kind of a similar mindset, of thinking, like for me, what you're talking about, those singular moments, there are occasionally incredibly amazing life-remembering moments. But I as the weeks turn into years, turn into decades, I don't really remember the individual moments.
Fair.
I remember the whole thing,
which is fine.
You know, and you know, it also depends on the type of campaign that you're going to run.
I
right.
just wonder,
So, for example, right, Lollipop makes a great point, which is Legend of the Five Rings.
Okay,
that's an example of tier 2 fun in a way.
Okay, so here's the thing. I was thinking the same thing.
A
with
great
DTX.
story, an incredible narrative, really interesting characters. But the individual moments to sessions were, if anything, stressful.
Yes.
Painful.
Fun.
You had to quit the first L5R campaign?
That was its own thing, though. That wasn't fun.
You know. By the way, someone in chat did ask, what's a tier 3 fun? Tier 3 fun is fun that you, like, I was on a boat. And I'm making this up. I was on a boat and it struck a rock and we started to sink and we were all going to die. And, you know, we had to abandon ship, and then we had to get into the life raft, and then we had to like row to shore.
Gosh.
And when you get to the shore, you know, you're terrified the whole time and you'll never do it again. But when you get to the shore, there was kind of almost that like, that was kind of awesome.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like in a weird way.
I was thinking, I didn't know where you're going with the tier 3 fun. I was thinking tier 4 fun or something like this. Would be like, I have fun that you're having fun.
Right.
Like it's over their fun.
Yeah.
But I have fun that you're having fun.
Right.
But even with L5R, the reason that L5R was fun, tier 2 fun, was because there were so many good times throughout the campaign that I don't remember every single aspect of the campaign. I remember that I had fun during the campaign because every time I left it, I was like, that was great. And so I remember that was great. That was great. That was fun. Even though it was stressful, everyone was felt so unique and crazy and stuff like that. So I guess tier 2 fun is, to me, just tier 1 fun compiled.
Well, right. But the idea of tier 2 fun is that you can basically, imagine basically a campaign.
If you said I was stressed out the whole campaign.
Yeah, imagine a campaign.
I don't know if I would have tier 2 fun.
Right, where like each session kind of wasn't fun, but then you had fun in the campaign.
Yeah, I don't know if that happens to me.
A great example of this.
Yeah, I'm a tier 1er.
I kind of disagree.
You think I'm a tier 2er?
No.
Oh.
But I think you are underselling yourself.
Okay.
Because an example of people who tend to, I would say, lean towards RPGs being tier 1 fun only are people who get really upset at, say, their character dying.
Oh.
Or a roll not
tier 1 fun.
A roll not going their way. Well, no, because you're like, yeah, that obviously that moment sucked.
Yeah.
But you're like, but in the long run,
yeah,
you know, it was funny, it was good. Like I appreciate it.
It's such a matter of time because you're right. Because it's like, okay, so if I had 1 hour of fun in a 4-hour session, did I have tier 2 fun or tier 1 fun?
Right.
I don't know. It's just a matter of perspective on time.
Well, there's an idea too of like the opposite. It's not just about like quantity of fun. It's also like there's an element of like the grind and the suffering and the whatever.
You mean Torchbearer? Holy shit!
Sure.
That was stressful.
I mean, that was literally
what a great campaign, though.
Right.
That was. I don't know. I'm trying to remember. What were the fun parts? I mean, there were some fun parts.
See, you're like, I don't even know.
I mean, it was fun. You know what's funny? Okay, Torchbearer was definitely tier 2 fun.
Okay.
Because I had a great time playing with my friends, and that's you guys. That's you patrons. You are my friends.
Right. We played with only with our patrons.
And obviously Derek was my friend too, and he was the GM. And I had a great time playing, but it wasn't like yeah, like, click that torch down another notch.
Yeah, it was just every single time. You know,
I get some lint. I want some lint in my bag.
Right, like the group found lint, and they were like, and I was like, okay, guys, and you're like, no, I'm taking that lint. We never know when
the
we might
riddle
need.
was fun. The riddle contest was fun.
Right.
That was a fun
except
time.
that like if you failed that,
it was stressful. Because I didn't do well in my riddle. You got my riddle.
Thaddeus says it's tier 3 fun.
Torchbearer.
You know,
I mean,
like I remember.
It was fun seeing some of my friends stressed out a little bit.
I remember when you guys had the encountered the spirit, the guardian of the blade, the first time.
Okay.
And there was a social conflict, and the thing was talking about how you were unworthy for the blade. And I remember Ryan was just like, oh, lucky.
That's what I'm saying. I love Ryan. I did find it fun that he was stressed out. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I thought I was.
There is stress. There's fun in the stress of that we're all having together.
Right. So that's So that torchbearers. And by the way, there are people who completely bounce off a torchbearer. When you explain it to them, when you're like, well, you have to track everything. You never have enough money. You're always about to die. And every time you take an action, it ticks you closer to death.
Now add an element that the other party on Saturday is trying to F you over the whole time.
Correct.
So extra stress that we're dealing with.
Yeah. Wes says
including Boothby in there. He was in our group.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking of Darth Gorlak.
Thaddeus goes, that's just called trauma bonding. Yeah, I mean,
that's true.
Yeah,
we all had to go through the stress together.
There's an element there of tier 2 fun being, kind of trauma bonding.
Did you watch Stranger Things?
No.
Okay, so if anybody, it's not really a spoiler, but there is a portion in the last episode where a couple characters figure out that they were like, I feel like we're just connected because of our trauma. It's actually not that we like love each other or something. It's actually because we have shared trauma and therefore we feel like we're connected.
Savage.
It was interesting to have a meta concept about that, but yeah.
So, anyways,
Boothby enjoyed Torchbearer. That's how you know the game's terrible. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Well, yeah, he was a theurge, so every time he cast a spell, his eyes started bleeding.
I was like, he's bleeding from his eyes every time we get together. He's like, if we could just find a temple, I could stop bleeding from my eyeballs.
But I don't even remember how we got on this conversation, but it's more like, for me, like a hex crawl, not every moment has to be fun.
Fair, correct. Not so.
No, not. I mean,
everything need to have a thing.
My information about Eem is perhaps a little bit. I may not be 100% up to it, but like in Dolmenwood, because it uses the old school game mechanics, you can get lost. You could lose the trail and end up going in the completely wrong direction.
Okay,
it's frustrating.
That can be very frustrating,
right? And it's annoying. And I know a lot of people who go, that session sucked. What did we do? We went in circles, we got lost, and a rabid bear came and killed one of the PCs. Yes, that is not a great session. But I believe that there's still fun to be had as you compound that.
I would agree.
And you look back when you finally do get to where you're going and you finally get your accomplishments and you look back and you go, man, that was cool.
I'm extended at 1.5.
I'll give 1.5. All right, Edenism. Tier 4 fun is isekai. I subscribe to the 8 types of fun: sensation, fellowship, challenge, fantasy, narrative, discovery, expression, submission. Used to be called masochism. This is Derek. I don't know the 8 types of fun, but that's an interesting idea there.
Well, those sound like individual types of fun.
Yeah, that's why I've never heard of that categorization. Mm-hmm. That's an interesting thing. Tier 4 fun is isekai.
Okay, so above Boothby. This is what I was talking about with like tier 4 fun.
Yeah.
Tier 4 fun. I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of tier 1 fun, but I also thrive in the misery of others.
Right. So Schadenfreude.
That's what I'm saying.
If you experience Schadenfreude, then that is a really great situation for you.
Yeah, and that's what I was like. Tier 4 is almost removed, but I'm having fun. I'm just the fun is over there.
Yeah. I'm having fun because you're having fun. That's a very strange way to put it.
Or in this case,
I'm having fun because you're not having fun.
Yeah. So but I'm saying tier. It's like removed fun.
Yeah. But that's interesting.
Torchbearer is such a different game, though. You got to really know what you're getting into for that. You're not coming in for the Muppets and Lord of the Rings,
right? Well, it's not Torchbearer, but remember, Torchbearer is a game that structurally is trying to sort of recreate the play patterns that were present from this version of D&D. Dolmenwood is a direct descendant of the BX D&D that we played. And so part of this is managing your food and water and
kind of like that kind of stuff.
Carrying. And there are people who tell you that's not fun. What part of that is fun?
Resource management's fun to me.
I think resource management is an example of tier 2 fun.
Yeah.
And so that's all I'm trying to say is that sandbox games, in my opinion, lean more towards tier 2 fun.
Which makes sense.
Tier 1 fun is your adventure path.
Yeah. Not every hex is going to be fun, but the adventure is going to be fun.
Yes.
The overall thing is right. We are going to have a good time exploring.
A great
adventuring,
point.
Sandboxing.
an adventure, like an adventure path, right? Every encounter is supposed to be fun. Every encounter could be a standalone thing. That's all we did. It was fun, right? It's like a one-shot. You would never run a one-shot like a tier 2 fun, because what would be the purpose?
Correct.
You would just say, no, it sucked.
Yeah.
And then
next time you get,
and unfortunately,
next time you can have fun.
And that's one of the problems I have, is that when people use one-shots and they play it and they don't realize that they're playing a tier 2 game, and they go, yeah, it was terrible, we're never playing that again. But it's because you got to let it cook.
I get it.
You got to let it simmer.
I got to get vibes. There's too many games.
You got to let it simmer.
Look how many games you got.
Torchbearer, the authors of Torchbearer, basically tell you.
Yeah, you had them on.
They tell you. They say, no, I mean, in the book.
Oh, okay.
They tell you, do not play this game as a one-shot.
Mm-hmm.
You will get nothing out of it. Or you'll get the wrong impression.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like, you need to play this game for at least 6 to 8 sessions.
I kind of agree with it.
To get the feel for it. Now, you might play it for 6 to 8 sessions and go, no, I don't like that. That's totally fine.
Yeah.
But you need to see those kind of patterns of play.
Correct. I didn't have my tier 2 fun until we started getting to getting through some stuff. You know, probably after the town session, I felt like we finally were getting somewhere.
Correct. Well, because when you get to town and you realize how hard it was to get to town, and then you're like, man, I've never felt like such a badass to be able to buy a lantern before.
Yeah.
I've played a lot of games at D&D, but being like, holy shit, guys, we get it. We did it. We got a lantern.
Look, we sang too loud in the woods and we had a freaking goblin attack. Like, it was a rough
Which could have been a TPK.
I know. It was a rough campaign.
And so even, so like, for example, if you were going to do a one shot of these, you probably wouldn't be like, okay, guys, we're going to do some hexcrawl mechanics, and then end up getting, like Eden says, you end up getting lost in the woods, nothing happens, and then
you would do a quest. You would do a single quest as a one shot. You wouldn't do the sandbox as a one shot.
So Thad says,
you're right back.
Yeah, Thad says, I both wish and I both wish and don't wish that writers would have to talk like Luke Crane. He really states how the game should be played, but it's also extremely patronizing. Yes, I love Luke Crane a lot, obviously, and to a certain extent, I mean, I say things sometimes a bit tongue in cheek, but I always say things like, you can have fun wrong. Luke Crane will tell you there's a right way and a wrong way to play his game, and he even says, like, if you play it the wrong way and you don't have fun, it's because you did it wrong. So I appreciate that mantra. But it's it is truly they are, I will admit, similar books. There's a lot about these books that are very similar. They both came from, they're both printed by Exalted Funeral. There's a lot to be said. Now, I will say that Dolmenwood is classic BX, old school gaming, your D20, roll high, character dies as soon as you hit to 0 hit points. Land of Eem has a much more, kind of PBTA coded game system. The game is definitely a little bit more cheery and fun, both in its art and presentation, but also in the nature of the quests and the things that you do. If you remember from our Dolmenwood stream, the one hex that we looked up, there was a bunch of devil goats ripping through the entrails of different creatures which had been brought forth as a sacrifice and draping them over the various menhirs and dolmens that were present at this site. And I don't even remember why they were doing that. Mr. Goat says devil goats. Yes, demon goats, devil goats. I don't remember which goat it was. It was some sort of goat. But that's obviously a much more intense, type of scene. So, Dolmenwood definitely has a little bit of a more of a dark, it's a fairy game as well, but it does say it's a, it's kind of a dark fairy tale. But Land of Eem is obviously much more, that respect. I don't know. I'm torn. Like, if you ask me which of these two would I rather play, it's tough. I will say something though. This is just Derek's opinion. Not like it's not a quality thing. It's just about the nature of the game. So Dolmenwood, the campaign setting, has a bunch of tables in it for things like random pipeweed and random fish. There's like a fishing table. And you roll a d20 and you get a random fish, but it's all just flavor. Now, this is, again, the reason I bring this up is because in some ways, right, Dolmen Wood is both a campaign setting and a game. Land of Eem is both a campaign setting and a game. And one of the things that I like about Land of Eem is you have all of these hexes. But Land of Eem, the actual game system, has a very extensive system of magical of item creation.
Just tables in general.
Yeah, but fuck the tables. I mean, you need or you want to create items, potions, food.
Yeah, because you need all the materials and the components and stuff like that in these locations.
But the thing about it is finding these components, like, okay, so you can find elemental components, beast components, fish components, and herb components. But the thing about finding these components is they're found in different parts of
so you have to go explore.
So you got to go explore. And so for me, it's enough of a game decision for me to be like, hey, let's go to the Drippy Downs. I'm really hoping to get some, great stag antlers so I can make a helm of the great stag.
That's the kind of stuff my brother goes crazy for.
Right. So I like that kind of, that I dare I say it. It's kind of like an MMO.
Well, it makes it feel more connected.
It's a little video gamey.
Yeah. People like that.
It's a little video gamey. It really is. But I like it.
No, I do too.
Because again, you talk about the tier 2 fun. For me, it's like, yeah, I did this thing and it kind of sucked. Yeah, I did this thing and it kind of sucked. Yeah, I did this thing and it kind of sucked. But then I get to make my helm.
Yeah.
And that was cool. And it made all the other stuff
worth it. Yeah.
Worth it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
No,
I agree with all that. Yeah, I saw the chat between Dolmen Wood and Eem. Obviously, I'm going to lean towards Eem.
Yeah.
Because I'm more goofy and fun. Though.
And you're playing with your kids.
I'm playing with my kids. But part of me likes a dark, like Symborum.
Yeah.
Like dark fantasy thing is kind of cool. I mean, I'm just talking about setting wise.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to lean towards Eem. In terms of the book itself, I kind of like.
I think
I kind of like this one better just because it explains each hex. I don't think it could have done it, so that's the problem.
Right. Let me be clear about something here. I think
Dolmen
Dolmen
cover art better. That's for sure. This cover art's sick.
I love Dolmen Wood's the size of it. So one of the things,
mean the book or this book?
The size of the campaign setting.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because the problem that you'll have with Land of Eem is you'll meet these really cool NPCs, but now you're on the other side of the fucking world, and those NPCs really don't matter anymore.
That's right.
So what's cool about Dolmen Wood?
World size.
Yeah. So what's cool about Dolmen Wood is
what's the greater world in Dolmen Wood called?
Doesn't even matter.
There's nothing outside here?
Yep.
What?
Nothing. The entire campaign setting is just this forest.
So, okay, so this is interesting. A different question.
Which is why I like it, because it's focused.
So we have a road here. I'm guessing there's a road.
Yeah. No, wait, no. That's a ley line.
Okay, so we have a King's Highway.
Yeah.
Goes to nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, it goes
as far as we know.
Yeah.
So if they were to make another book.
Yeah.
Over here.
Theoretically, sure.
Would it be called Dolmenwood?
I don't know. It's a great question. I don't know.
Like Land of Eem would
be,
okay. all of our places go.
Okay, I'll tell you this.
Outside the woods.
So in Forbidden Lands, the Forbidden Lands is the Blood March, which came with the original book. But they came out with expansions, which take you to different regions, which are not the Forbidden Lands.
But it's all under Dungeons and Dragons.
No, I'm talking about Year Zero engine.
Forbidden Lands. Sorry, I'm thinking Forgotten Realms. Sorry.
Yeah, no, Forbidden Lands.
Forbidden Lands.
So the original campaign setting, which came with the original game, it's called the Forbidden Lands. But they have other campaign settings using Forbidden Lands to play something that is not the Forbidden Lands.
So it's called Dolmenwood.
It would be called Dolmenwood, that area down the road.
Okay, interesting. So that's the only problem I have is I think everything is the world. So what is the world? Is the world the Land of Eem? Is the world Dolmenwood?
But the Land of Eem, okay.
What's over here?
What's over here?
I know. That's why I don't like it. Well,
what do you mean you don't like it?
I'm not trying to say negatively. I'm saying I want to know what the world's called. Why? What's the Earth called? Because I want to know.
Why? It doesn't matter. Just call it Earth.
But it's not Earth.
Who cares?
It's got Moon Day. And
I never did finish
middle week.
I never did finish that rant I was going on. Tolkien.
Oh yeah.
Right, created multiple Elven languages.
We went really crazy on that one.
Yeah,
he
created multiple Elven languages, He created Dwarvish, because Duel is called. He created an entire legendarium stretching back over thousands of years. And that motherfucker, September 9th, October the 12th.
Now, he was Earth, though, right?
No, it was Middle Earth.
Middle Earth, but that's...
It's sort of like a fantastic version of Earth.
Norse Earth, right? Norse Earth is Middle Earth.
His goal was England didn't have any rich fantasy history, so he wanted
something.
But all I'm trying to point out is that even Tolkien just called that shit April. So if it's good enough for Tolkien, it's good enough for me.
I would rather do that than start to rename things.
So no. So let me actually. This is a great. This is one of the rules of Dungeon Craft. We covered this on a Knights of Last Call, which is why I said this. There's a problem amongst fantasy GMs, GMs period, but fantasy GMs and people who want to be authors, which is this. They have a tendency. I love him. Smith does this all the time. He'll be like, "These are the Knights of Gilgar-Thaxus." There's a lot of accent marks in there, These are the Elves of Feru-Vuvuvul.
Gosh, it's hard to pronounce, you mean?
Right. Hard to pronounce, and no one remembers what they are.
Yep.
And they just they end up calling them it's the Elves of Tuk.
Yep.
Okay. Here are the Knights of Gilgar-Thaxus. No, you go, "Oh, these are the Knights of the Blood Throne."
Yep.
People call them Blood Knights. They're bad dudes.
Yep.
And everyone goes, "Cool.
Keep
Blood
it
Knights.
easy.
Blood Knights. Blood Throne. Knights of the Blood Throne. Got it. Cool." I know it's tempting to call things like, the name of my day of the week, it's like the name of the month is Oruchata. It's named for the deity Orumata, who in ancient antiquity. But you know what? No, there's this thing that's important for
if I
resonance.
tell my kids birthday and Boggins Day, they're just gonna be like, I don't even know what's going on.
I don't even know what you
I mean, Sunday's the same, but
well, no. Here's how the conversation goes. You go.
But then spring, summer, autumn, winter.
Right. Why not call them something different? But here's how the conversation goes. Because it'll be like, "Well, you caught me at a particularly good time. I do have a shipment coming in. It should be here by Boggins Day." And then this is how literally every conversation is going to go. "What day is that?" And I go, "It's Sunday." That's how every time you do that, that's 100% how it's going to work.
And at that point, either you dive all the way in or you just revert back to whatever your country of origin does.
Now, Peter has what we like to call
I've been on the chat.
Peter has what we call first world problems, which I have both Eem and Dolmen Wood. My biggest frustration is deciding which to devote my mind to first. Well, they're similar. This is a great example of two very similar.
Depends on your group, I guess.
Two very similarly executed books, both done extremely well, but different enough, both in genre and tone.
Yeah, for sure, tone.
But also the system itself.
Because this is using BX, basically.
BX D&D.
And this is using its own thing.
Its own proprietary thing that's a little bit more modern, a little bit more PBTA coded, and not quite so dangerous and deadly.
Yeah.
But I will say that while Dolmenwood does have some cool tables for foraging and finding cool magic mushrooms that you can take and do special things, I really like Land of Eem's approach with the crafting system and all that stuff. For whatever reason, for me,
this was one of your most surprising books, right? Didn't it? Wilderfeast and this one were up there.
Eem was very surprising. Wilderfeast was the most.
Was Dolmenwood in? Did you review it in time?
No, because we didn't review it until January.
Okay, it'd been interesting to see where Dolmenwood fell in those things.
And a lot of people are saying it's going to win Ennies. I mean, it's beautiful. It's a great book. I mean, it's again. What I was going to say is, I love that this is just this big because the thing is, right? Let's say you get two.
Feels more realistic.
You get 2 quarter days, right? To travel. You could travel 2 hexes per quarter day. So now, granted, this is assuming the terrain's reasonable, but this means that a day's travel, assuming everything goes according to plan, is about 4 hexes, give or take. Especially if you stay along a road or whatever. But what that means is, it might take you, in best case scenario, like a week, maybe 2 weeks, to cross from one side to the other.
Yeah.
Now, extrapolating that to modern day sensibilities, that's like saying something's in LA.
Yeah.
It's
like 2 weeks.
If you're driving, right? That's smaller. LA is close. LA is closer to us than the other side of Dolmenwood is to you. So it's still a huge area, relatively speaking. But that's my point.
Very pretty map.
But that's my point. It's fantasy. Things don't need to be that big. But what I like about it is, if you meet some NPCs or you have a really cool encounter in this town. It's
few
not
days
like
away.
It's not like when you go over to here, it's like, well, that's just so far away, we're never going to bother
Correct.
it again.
Whereas in this one,
in the Mucklands,
you are in a totally different region.
Right, it could be an entirely different
You
region.
might be on the side of 2 mountain ranges.
Right, and again,
Most
this
people never even talk.
This is going to be a long journey. Many, 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 many weeks.
Unless you get that ferry to fly you somewhere.
Well, then it only flies you once. So now you're stuck over here, and now it's almost like you're restarting the campaign.
Yeah, I don't know what is going on over here because it feels like there's only one thing going on. So I guess we'll figure it out. Again, you start here at the Wally's Waffles, and then you kind of. This seems like where you.
Where is Wally's Waffles?
Right here, Wally's. This seems like where you campaign, and this is like if you go a little crazy.
I don't know. There doesn't seem to be anything here. It's just there used to be forest.
I don't know what to tell you. I guess we'll find out when I start playing. But that's where we're starting. I mean, this seems pretty active.
Yeah, I mean, well, they're all cool. But what I was
River Country's supposed to be like the poor people are. That's what I heard.
I have a natural.
Humans are.
I have a natural bias. I will admit, but you never play it. But when I play MMOs,
Oh, what game?
you don't play MMOs?
No, what game are you getting into? What are you talking about?
None.
Oh, you said you don't. I thought you were going to an MMO that I haven't
No,
played.
I said I have a natural bias from playing MMOs. When I played MMOs, I never raided. I never did the big guild stuff where you would get like 20, 30 people. And,
me neither.
Okay. I played a lot of like by myself or with one other person. What I loved doing though was exploring the world, filling in my map, using the secondary crafting skills to like mine ore.
It's kind of sweet.
Gather lumber, pick herbs.
How'd you play StarCraft 2?
On ladder.
So you just played competitive?
I've never even beaten the campaigns.
I played the campaign more than I probably played ladder.
Yeah.
Because I just like playing the story, and I would get rocked online.
Well, that's my point, though.
I just with my buddies online.
But that's my point, though. In WoW, in a way, I almost avoided the story.
Which is so interesting. But you also created your own story?
Correct. You got it. Ding, ding, ding. That's why the games that I like I love
it's
playing.
It's like a middle. Because if they have a story, they have the world, and they have their competitive.
Yeah. I like making that. This is the reason why, like, when I play video games, like the video games that I do like playing, which I don't really play anymore, are games like Rome, or like the Total War series. And when I play those, I skip the campaign.
40K one coming out.
Right. I skip the campaign. And all I do is I play what they call in Warhammer Fantasy, they call it Mortal Empires, and then there's Immortal Empires. And it's basically just like, here's the map of the old world, go.
It's weird to say you played solo and then you didn't do the campaign, because that's what I feel like I focus on when I'm playing solo. Like I'm playing either...
Right, I didn't do that either.
I don't really play competitive, but I usually play multiplayer for a reason.
Yeah.
Or I play multiplayer campaign.
I just create an objective, things that I want to do, and I go out and do them. And I don't really care about, like, the story so much. Now, that's not to say that I don't, like, do quests and stuff like that. I will if they come across me. But, like, I am very content to just, be like, oh, man, a new zone. I can't wait to see what kind of...
I didn't scratch enough.
And welcome to the stream, Maple.
I wasn't scratching enough. I did scratch, but not enough.
Yes, not enough.
Okay. All
right, Maple.
Okay.
But, so, like, for me... the interesting.
I do like how calm your dogs are while scratching. Some dogs like really get into it. They're just like, just go, just scratch it. I'm good. My cousin or my brother-in-law's dog, he gets really like licking you, really hyper into it.
So for me, I'm very content when I play a sandbox campaign in D&D or a tabletop role-playing game.
You really want to explore.
Well, it's a lot like an MMO to me, and I don't need there to be. I mean, this sounds terrible. I know I give all this advice, but I don't need there to be factions and events and all this other stuff. I'm fine.
Didn't you just rant against the idea of just being lost in a hex?
Well, again, I have an objective.
What is your objective? To explore?
Well, my objective might be like I want to go get that component so I can make the great stack.
So, what is your objective in the MMO when you played?
To get the equipment, the thing, so I could level up my trade skill.
So you said I'm not going to do ladder. I'm not going to do campaign. I'm going to explore the world, but I have objectives within the world. Okay.
Right. I want to find out where the good materials are and the good stuff, and all that other stuff. Mm-hmm. That's my objective. I kind of make my own thing. I mean, a great example of this, if you think about it, we played Forbidden Lands.
Yes.
There was no story.
I mean, there was a story.
There was a story.
The Blood Brothers and the...
That was all random. There was no campaign.
Well, there was no campaign, but there was a history of the land. We knew all about that, right? I mean, that was the story. Okay.
Not really. The story
was more lore. You gave us some lore.
It was lore.
Yeah.
The story was you guys tried to get lumber.
That was like 90% of the
90% of that campaign was you guys trying to get fucking wood.
Because the Blood Brothers are coming.
Yeah, but really it was all about the wood. Everything came from wood. Wood needed.
That's so true. We like dismantled that whole thing just to get more wood.
Well, no, it started with you guys setting up the barge. Setting up the barge to transport the lumber. You went to the wood.
Did you have like a torch barge come in?
The treant attacked George. It killed a worker. George tried to talk to it, but it was the most awkward thing ever because George was trying to roleplay. Well, he wasn't trying to roleplay. He refused to roleplay.
So how'd you come up with that? Like a lot of random encounters then?
It was all random encounters.
But there was hexes that.
But that's just key.
That's just key.
No, but none of them. None that you encountered.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The treant was random encounter. That one village that you guys snuck into and killed the Minotaurs. That was a random encounter.
That was a sweet thing.
In fact, I made that village up because you had the random encounter, and the random encounter was with a bunch of refugees who were fleeing an attack, but there was no village nearby, so I had to make one up because they were clearly coming from somewhere.
That's true.
And then...
They had to tie together.
Then later when you needed, you kind of press gang those people into working for you so that you could harvest the lumber. And then when that didn't work out because the treant basically, said...
Remember Smith giving that guy the axe? The guy was like, oh my God.
He's like, this is worth more than... Well, no. So, okay.
He got the Minotaur axe.
Yeah.
And he was like, whatever.
Yeah.
Things were the house.
Well, but then if you remember, there was a random encounter with Rust Brothers.
Yes.
They came to the village. Or they came to
Rust Brothers, not the Blood Brothers.
They came to the ferry, and I said that they had taken the sons away because they were going to basically indoctrinate them into the thing. And you guys said, fuck that. You rode after them, chased them into the woods. You fought him off, killed them, and he basically said, like, I'll get you next time, Gadget. I'll be back with more men in the spring, and I'll, put you and all those people to the sword. And then it was like, okay, I guess we're going to have to turn this ferry into a defensible fort. Yeah. So what drove that was entirely your guys' decision to basically be like, it'd be sick if we turn this into a stronghold.
Yeah.
Hey, the game gives us a bonus experience point every time we add a feature to our stronghold.
I mean, the game told us to do it.
Game did tell you to
do it.
And
your players are all stronghold players.
Yeah, right. And so you guys were just... So realistically...
Is the same campaign we had the Griffin thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was Smith.
Okay.
So realistically, that entire campaign was...
There's like random stuff happening up north.
In fact, if you remember, you had no money and you were broke the entire campaign until finally you were like, fine. You're like, everything was at work. Everything was being built, and there was like nothing for you guys to do. And you're like, fine, I guess we'll go into that dungeon.
Yeah, because we went into the Ruby or whatever, the Snake Ruby or whatever.
I guess we'll go into the dungeon. And, well, no, but Smith refused. Well, Smith.
Didn't he turn to a gazelle or a cat and got the?
Yeah, but he didn't. You guys didn't sell it because it was actually like an ancient elven artifact. So then you went into the dungeon. Finally,
the one
dungeon, and then you got
where all the creeping vines.
The creeping vines got you, but then you fought them off or whatever. And then the final
we bite them. We like ate them.
Somebody, well, because they were making like unarmed attacks, but they were pinned. So we were like, I guess you're just biting it. You're just biting it. And then the final fight of that was like a room full of harpies, and Smith cast a fireball, killed them all instantly. And then you guys got the treasure, and you're finally, cool, we got treasure. So then you took a boat, went down the river to a village. Everyone got like chainmail armor and finally upgraded their shit, and it was just in time for the final session.
Yeah.
And then you guys completely rocked them.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't even close.
Yeah. The rest
like, I think the way that I'm like vaguely remembering this, it's like the mass combat rules are like each side rolls a d6. And whoever gets the higher side or higher value wins.
Yeah, and depending on what you had in your stronghold.
But you get bonuses to that D6 roll. And so my force of Rust Brothers, who had they had several Rust Brothers priests, they had a contingent of beast men, and they even had a monstrous ogre. They got like a +3 bonus. So they're rolling D6 +3, D6 +4. The party was like D6 +10.
Yeah.
Or like something like
we had a lot of stuff. It was a lot of pluses.
There were a lot of pluses.
Yeah. We actually did not even. We weren't even nervous about any of the rolls. We're like, yeah, we should be good. You ready to roll? Like, are you ready?
Yeah, like it was completely anticlimactic.
It was fun.
But so you could argue that session in a vacuum wasn't very fun. Because it was like, hey, you guys are okay. If you roll,
you're right. If you took that,
if you roll a 1,
out, you're right.
If you roll a 1, you'll get an 11, and if they roll a 6, they'll get a 10.
Yeah.
So you basically win no matter what.
Yeah. Yeah. Where's the fun?
And where's the fun?
Correct. If you took that in a vacuum, it would be no fun. But however, knowing the accumulation of everything we did to get to that point was the fun part.
Correct.
To know that we,
harvested
what's
that
the Conan with the Lamentations of the Women?
Yeah, the Lamentation of the Women. Or, and so again, essentially the great challenge of that campaign was how to harvest wood.
Yeah, actually what's funny is I feel like we spent more time in that little fairy town, and not saying fairies like mystical, like a little boat town.
Boat town, yeah.
Yeah. We like awed them and their whole family into joining us.
Yeah.
That was like the majority of the campaign, not even a dungeon. We did that in like a 1.5 campaign or days of work.
1.5 sessions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the Griffin thing was the only odd thing that ever happened. where Smith was like, took that Griffin ride all the way up and saw what was going on in their village up north. And
I don't remember why he visited.
I don't remember. That was like, it was so random.
No, it was random, and here's why.
Okay, so I'm blanking.
Here's why. Because the Griffin was a monster.
Yes.
Okay, and Smith read the monster. Smith read the. Smith was like,
didn't he have to like return the gem or something?
No. Smith.
I thought he had to bring it with
him.
him.
This is classic. This is classic Smith. So Smith was like, I really want intel. I really want to know when they're coming. Mm-hmm. Now they said they're coming in the spring, but I want to be able to get like eyes in the sky. Yeah. He's like,
I want there. Okay.
He's like, I want aerial recon.
Checks
and he goes, plus I see this thing gives you a bonus for having a monster. He's like, so I want to get a monster aside. So they had a random encounter with a griffin.
Yeah.
And we
fed it.
They fed it.
Yep.
They like left food a bunch, and then they ran away and just to try to like distract it.
We just took our rations down.
And the griffin accepted it. So Smith's like, hey, I got this speak animal. Does that work with a griffin? And it's like, no, not really, because it's a monster, not an animal. But whatever, it's fine. It's close enough to a monster. It's close enough to an animal. We'll say it works. Or maybe I think I said it works, but it's a very primitive speech. It's not like you don't have a lot of vowels or whatever. Smith talks to it, and Smith basically says, what will it take for you to come work for us? Basically to the Griffin. And the Griffin's like, well, you have to feed me. And Smith said, obviously. And he's like, but I need more. He's like, and Smith's like, what? And this is just Derek pulling something random out of this. He's like, I need a mate.
Oh, that's right. That's right. And there was only the place that had
and the
them
only
was,
other
oh,
place that had
right.
the only other place that had griffins.
I remember this now.
Were the dwarves, which by the way, speaking of World of Warcraft, I totally pulled out of my ass because of the Iron Forge dwarves or the Wildhammer dwarves from Warcraft, who are dwarves who ride griffins.
Yeah, they were up north.
And they were up north, and they were the only females.
Yep.
And the Griffin was like, "There's no
it's
females
all coming back.
There's no females." And so Smith was like, "Fine, take me to the dwarves. I'll let you mate." Yep. And in exchange, you'll come work for us.
Yep.
So then Smith took the Griffin ride.
That felt like the tangent of the campaign. That felt such a random thing.
And so yes, Derek Rawlings said, so you were trying to hook up a Griffin. Yes.
Yeah, but it was
we were trying
really because Smith wanted +1.
We were trying to get the Griffin laid. But the whole reason this whole thing happened was because Smith wanted the +1.
It's right. He wanted the +1. That's really what it wanted. And obviously, I don't think any of that's in here.
No, but none of that's in Forbidden Lands either.
Well, the +1 is
okay. The +1 is
Okay. I don't think there's any stronghold.
But that's my point though. That's my point though. There's something in here about you want to create a really cool helmet.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. You need the horn of a hippopotamus or whatever, and you're like, cool. Where can I go get a hippopotamus? Oh, they're found in the Drippy Downs.
Here's the Drippy
Downs.
Shit.
How do we get to the Drippy Downs? Well, this guy says he'll take you if you help him out with the crystal problem, and he'll fly you to the Drippy Downs. And now we're in the Drippy Downs. I'm like, okay, look, where can I find these? Oh, well, there's this. If you go down to the Great River Valley, they're known to be and so the players having this. Again, a player-driven agency.
Yeah, I actually also like it when, like, say, Derek, he wants the helmet. Everyone's like, I don't want to go to the Drippy Downs. We need to go over here. and there's that tension in the party. It's not like negative
PvP, right?
Yeah, it's more like I really want to go this way. But it's like, okay, can we go there after we save this or do this other quest? And it feels very fun and there's like a fun tension.
That's the other thing you really need to worry about. You need
in sandboxes. You mean
in sandboxes? Okay. You have to worry. Okay, the lesson that you should learn from the failure of Quest for the Frozen Flame. Quest for the Frozen Flame is written and was advertised as a hexcrawl adventure path. The problem is that they go, okay, here's the hexcrawl adventure path. A psychotic, murderous, rampaging death army is chasing after you and your people.
So you can only go one way.
And there's only one where to go. And the adventure has this presupposition that you're going to be like, oh, let's go explore this woods. No.
It's so funny because how long ago was that? 2 years ago?
Yeah, maybe more, 3.
Back then, I probably thought that was a hexcrawl.
Right.
And now I'm like, what the fuck was that?
Well,
what was that we did?
The problem,
that was not a hexcrawl.
Your problem is you have to avoid.
That was nothing.
If it's very tempting. GMs do this all the time. It's a natural reaction. GMs have a natural reaction. It's why they fudge in combat, because they feel like I need to raise the stakes.
Fair.
I need to make this more tense. I
need
need to ratchet up the tension.
Tier 1 fun.
I need to ratchet up the tension. Oh, this monster's about to die. I need to fudge the monster's hit points because I need to ratchet up that tension. Man, no one's getting hit. I'm going to fudge and say this monster crits because I really want to ratchet up that tension. So there's this natural knee-jerk reaction of GMs to ratchet up the tension. And they'll do that in campaigns because that's what they've been taught to do, right? So it's like Rise of the Rune Lord. It's like, she's going to kill Sandpoint. So you're like, oh no, we'll take her out. Oh, but she has a journal and she has an entry, and you're like, oh, that leads me to there. And you're like, oh, look at this evil monster. It's a murderer. We take him out. Oh, but he was actually working for this group book that had this secret rune. Oh, we'll follow the rune to this town. Oh, there's an army of giants that are going to come down and to kill everybody. Oh, we take them all out. But the army of giants was just secretly serving these Lamia overlords.
Whoa, spoiler.
Of the Sihedron rune. Oh, we need to go to their fortress and take them out before they destroy everything. All right, cool, we did that. No, they were only working for the greatest evil of all, the Rune Lord.
Yeah, there's always the next.
There's always a bigger boss.
That's the Dragon Ball Z problem.
Sure.
Once I Super Saiyan. I mean, Super Saiyan 2.
Yeah.
I mean, Super Saiyan 3. I mean, Super Saiyan God instinct.
Right. So, but this is what escalation gets you, is you always have to keep upping the stakes. But the other thing escalation does is if you create these sort of existential threats, the group isn't going to be like, wow, I can't wait to go and explore the Mucklands. They're like, no, I have to do this.
That's right.
Otherwise, everything burns and the children are killed.
So what is Dolmenwood exploration, or is there like a huge crisis happening?
Well, I don't think any of these games have like a huge crisis happening.
That's great then.
So
this I know this is very explorative, but I didn't see this episode.
The other thing to do, which is the other problem, if you're gonna have existential threats, which you can have serious threats.
In Forbidden Lands, there was overarching things that were happening, right?
Correct. Yeah. Right. And they happened at the speed of real life.
It was like months.
Months.
Yes.
Years.
Yes.
Years. RPGs, it's like things happen in like a week.
I know. You're right. Forbidden Lands, it felt obtainable. It felt realistic.
Right. The Rust brothers got defeated by you guys who were, they basically tried to press gang this family's male children and basically took them with them into slavery / whatever. And they were like, we'll return. It was like the autumn. And they're like, we'll return with a bigger force in the spring.
Yeah.
Rue the day.
Yeah.
That's like 6 months from now.
Now, it's funny because in real life, they'd be like, fuck, we're fucked.
Right.
6 months?
What are we going to do in 6 months?
Children.
Yeah, what are we going to do? 6 months? What are we going to do?
I know. Try to build a wall, everybody. Come on.
Right. I mean, a great example of this. The United States of America was bombed by Japan, right? December 7th, right? 1941. We landed in Normandy. When we entered the European conflict, it was June 6th, 1944. So it took us like 2.5 years to get into Europe. So
yeah, it's not just
it's
in RPGs they feel rushed, forced.
Yeah, there's a lot of things.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I want room to explore, and I hope my party
Another great example. One of my favorite things. We've all played Final Fantasy VII.
I have.
Right? We've all played Final Fantasy VII. We've all been like, oh shit, I want to get the really cool stuff. It's time to go to the Golden Saucer. Time to race those chocobos. Oh shit, I gotta fuck these chocobos so that I can breed these chocobos so I can get a black chocobo. Yep. Then I can fuck a black chocobo with an even better chocobo, and then maybe I'll get a gold chocobo. So not only are you racing chocobos,
breeding,
you're also having them breed. By the way, all of that happens.
What Pokemon want.
All of that happens. Because that's the only time in the game when you can actually start doing it. All of that happens in the 3 days that Meteor has been summoned by Sephiroth and is coming to destroy the planet.
I don't know if I knew that.
It all occurred. Like, Sephiroth summons Meteor, and he goes, in 3 days' time, the world's destroyed. And then the game kind of enters.
It took me more than 3 days to do that part.
Well, it definitely took you more than 3 days to raise multiple generations of Chocobo. So video games get away with this because they could be, they could be like, I will destroy you. Don't come tomorrow. I will destroy you. You're like, cool. I'm going to start this project, and it's going to take 150 days to forge this armor.
Let's force that through.
Yeah. So
no, but I'm interested to see the exploration and how they explore the world at the pace of the world. And what's nice about this one. And why I think it's family friendly and why it's going to be really good, I hope it's a good hit for my family, is that it's more explorative.
Yeah.
They can go on these little quests.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping these quests then lead to more fun and randomness that we can, you guys did this quest, but that brings open 6 other possibilities.
Well, the other thing too is the game system itself is set up right so that a lot of the encounters can be solved through not just talking, but also through just like clever ideas.
Correct. And I'm hoping that, because that's what we XP from too.
Right. And I'm not, like maybe the pixies maybe you don't talk to the pixie. Maybe you like trap her in a cage and you're like, hey, we're only gonna let you free if you give us your pixie dust. And she's like, fine, you got me.
Success with a consequence.
Yeah. So, so again, I think that's what's really cool about it. So it's a lot. I can see why it's family friendly in that respect.
I know why. I get why it's family friendly, and that's why I'm running it. Just might be too complicated for my kids. I'll figure that out.
Yeah, maybe.
Shortly.
I mean, but again, you're moderating it. So
yeah, I'm gonna run it, and I have the jam screen and whatnot. And if it fails, Twilight Swords will come out later this year, and then I'll be running that.
Yeah.
If they want to stay on this though, I'm just gonna keep running this. I mean, this seems very fun, and I hope that it does do what it's supposed to. I hope when they say 12 or under, 12 or older, that's my kids are hopefully more advanced. I hope.
I will say, it's true. I will say these authors are so, man, they're just so hopeful. Like they make these books, they're so thick. Like, can you think about? Can you imagine what it would take, Bob, to make something like this?
Oh, you mean for us?
Yeah.
I can't even imagine what it takes to make this.
Right.
This book, let alone this book.
But see, this is just a rule set and a lot of just like random tables. Like here's a bunch of random stuff.
This is Dragon Tie, and it took us months, and we couldn't even do it properly.
Okay, but like this is literally just, hundred.
Oh, look at this! Holy shit! This is what I'm looking for. There we go, a dungeon.
There you go. There is one map in the campaign.
How did you do it, Derek? Wow.
Flip right. I felt the dungeon.
You knew I needed it.
Yeah. There you go.
I mean, this is great because it talks about the areas, and this is just points of interest, but it's
just a simple. I mean,
you
couldn't make this map.
Again, I'm so lazy. I'll just use ChatGPT. I'm extremely lazy, Derek. I'm very lazy. I'm weirdly lazy, right? Because I'll go work out for hours, but then I'm like, I don't want to draw any of this. But like most of this, I would just do theater of the mind.
I cannot stress enough that is literally 6 circles connected with lines.
Again, I would just run theater of the mind, but I want pretty pictures. I want isometric maps.
For who?
For me.
But this isn't even an isometric map, and you got excited by it.
Because it's a step in the right direction. Look, how much excitement do you get out of it as a GM?
Out of what?
I don't know. I'm just saying if there was
Am I playing with you? None.
on our Friday night games, how excited are you getting? You got me, Kaz, Tim, and George. Half the party's bringing you down. Half the party's bringing you up.
Let's see. Most of the time, obviously, sometimes somebody throws like a classic Kaz George curveball.
Yeah. I'm going straight Pirates of the Caribbean every episode.
It gets a little, sometimes for sure.
You were like, Bob, name a pirate outpost. I'm like, I have nothing for you at all. I can't think of anything.
Yeah. And then I was like, something like from Pirates of the Caribbean. You're like, I don't know, Carib Town.
What did you Tortuga? And I'm like, yeah, Space Tortuga.
Space Tortuga. To be honest with you, I should have just called it Space Tortuga.
Yeah, but what's good? Obviously it worked out, but
right.
Yeah. I personally, as a GM, get excited when my
names are tough though. I can't fault you for that. Names are tough.
They get a little. Especially on the spot, I wasn't ready.
My key.
I wasn't drunk enough.
Okay. If you ever need to make up anything, just pick 2 words and combine them together.
Which is what you did, I think.
Driftfall.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That totally makes sense.
It almost always Stonehaven.
Perfect.
Cool.
Yeah. What's it always for the taverns? It's always like adjective, noun, or adjective, animal.
Yeah. Cinnabos. Freeport.
Yep.
Now Cinnabos.
Spaceem coming. Spaceem.
Now, Cinnabos, as a point of comparison, Cinnabos, you have Freeport, right? But you also have, that's the name of a city from EverQuest.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if he's specifically saying it from EverQuest. Jekyll is, because he says Butcher Block Mountains.
Oh, okay.
But
Jekyll played with us.
But there's also, there's 2 human cities. One's called Freeport. The other one's called Kenos. Kenos, hard to come up with on your own. The city of the Wood Elves is called Calithian. Hard to come up with.
Yes.
The city of the Gnomes is called Ak-Kanan.
Oh, that's a rough one.
Hard to come up with, right? But you could also go with Freeport.
Easy. Rolls of the tongue.
Right. So, wow, Cinnabos. I didn't know that. Holy shit.
Wait, what?
So the company that made the company was Sony. So it's Sony EQ, EverQuest.
Yeah.
But backwards is Kenos.
Wow.
I did not know that.
That's a deep cut.
Right. But yeah, that's a Surefall Glade. Right?
That's easy.
The name of the halfling's hometown? River Run.
Yeah, easy.
Or Riverton or something like that. Rivertown.
Oh, that's great.
Like that, So again, there's the one mountain range is called River Vale. Thank you, Jekyll Torm.
There you go.
The name of the mountains? Lava Storm Mountains. Awesome zone. Great zone. Lava Storm Mountains. Doesn't have a crazy fantasy made up name. Lava Storm Mountains. Very cool. So when in doubt, just pick 2 things and go with that.
I've always done that with the taverns. It's always adjective, animal.
Right. The Griffin's egg.
Flying pig. Oh!
The flying pig. The Griffin's egg.
Hairy buffalo. Oh!
Right. The Hydra's nutsack.
That's animal noun. Can't wait till that happens on our Friday night game. Where are you guys taverning today? And the Hydra's nutsack.
The Hydra's nutsack. Right. Lollipop says, when in doubt, also reverse the spelling. Most of Smith's most famous characters are just name things backwards.
A thing with D&D too.
It's a classic D&D thing.
Yeah, I thought that was a big thing when you guys talked about that.
It is. That's a very a lot of the classic characters from, for example, Tensor. Most people know Tensor's floating disc and Tensor. Tensor is just Ernest backwards, which is Gary Gygax's name. Gary. Gary Gygax's real name isn't Gary. That's his middle name. His first name was Ernest Gary Gygax. So Tensor is just Ernest
know
backwards.
that. Yeah.
Drawmij is just Jim Ward backwards.
So, how you doing with Bob there?
Bob. And like I said, Smith's most famous, one of Smith's favorite characters of all time was a dwarf named Rethgif. His last name was Karelk, and it was just cleric fighter backwards because that's what he was. He was a cleric fighter.
I did do that with one of my characters in Smith's campaign where he died and his brother came and I just put his name backwards. what's his brother's name?
Yeah.
That's pretty easy. Because I had to make it on the spot. Like,
Right.
I want to keep using this PC.
That being said, I do recommend that you have some names nearby for NPCs and for places. Those are very useful.
Yeah, no, I need to get better at that.
That's something to have.
That was a little hard.
That's always something to have in your back pocket.
Well, and that's where, again, I feel like, I don't know, extra GM stuff is always good to have.
Yeah, true.
A rumor table on the back is great. That's good to have. And obviously, I like this hex reference here. That's actually pretty nice.
Right.
I actually do like this being here. I can quick run it, but I feel like this book could use a couple extra pages of GM advice. And other than that, I think it's pretty cool, a pretty good book. So I'm actually pretty excited to run it and see where they get to. If you are part of the Patreon, then I will give you updates if I can. The best of my abilities.
Yeah. Well, I think it'll be cool. And again, I think both of these products are really cool.
Yeah.
I think
they have really pretty.
They're just great
artwork,
great design, great layout, very full, very chock full of stuff. Mm-hmm. Again, Sandbox is definitely are definitely in right now.
Yeah. What is going on with that?
I don't know.
It's a 2026 thing, 2025 thing.
2025
really.
thing.
Yeah. I mean, I've always enjoyed hex crawls since Forbidden Lands, and that's really got me into it. And then even Sandboxy, that Forbidden Lands.
Yeah.
And I really dove in. I was like, this is great that we can just go there. We can just go there. Because you gave us different quests. One guy's looking for the ruby.
Right. Well, because
one guy's looking for this.
I wanted to give you some texture.
Yeah.
Right. I didn't want to just say, okay, guys, you're in a campaign, go.
Yeah. No, we each had a direction, and we didn't even do it for half the time. We're like, let's go explore over here. There's a dungeon over here. And then we're like, maybe we should go on one of those quests that Derek gave us.
Right. Well, it's like some people play like Skyrim or Oblivion, and there's this main quest line, and the first thing that they do is just go in a completely different direction because they don't want to follow the quest. That's fine,
I'm shocked you didn't know the Sony EQ one.
Yeah, that was
hitting
crazy.
You hard, Derek.
No, that was good.
You
good.
like EQ.
I do. All right, folks.
I don't know if dungeons are sandboxes on Pumpkin.
What do you mean?
He said even dungeons are sandboxes?
Sure.
You think they are?
Of course.
But they're already structured.
So yes, this.
Okay, but there's, I guess, in a hex crawl you have 6 outs.
Right.
In a dungeon you have
a hex crawl is a lot more space.
Yes.
Absolutely. But if you extract that out for a moment and you think of a hex crawl that isn't literally having an encounter in every hex, and there's an encounter here, an encounter here, encounter here, really you just end up drawing a bunch of points.
Yeah, but a hex crawl, no matter what, is 6 points. No matter what happens in the hex, there's always 6 outs, right? Yeah. And in a dungeon, it's up to the structure of the dungeon.
Correct.
There could be 1 out.
Well, that's why,
4
and
outs.
that is why basic D&D that came out in 1981, basic B, the entire game was in a dungeon. Expert D&D, which came out a year later, 8 months, 9 months later, which took you from levels 4 to whatever, introduced at the outside of the wilderness in the hex crawl. Because it's more work for the GM, it's more work for the players.
Correct. That's kind of where I disagree. I guess it's a sandbox in the sense that you can go to the left or you can go up.
Well, the idea of a sandbox has, even this sandbox has walls. You can only go as far as it goes.
Fair. But
you can't go to a hex that isn't there.
Yeah. But a dungeon's the same idea.
That's why it's
but
a sandbox.
Within the room of a dungeon, if I extrapolate to the hex of a hex crawl, then the hex crawl always has 6 outs, and the dungeon doesn't. Dungeon depends on what the dungeon structure is.
So if every dungeon room had 6 exits,
if they did, yes,
then it would be a sandbox.
But almost every 90% of the hex crawl map, besides the edge maps.
So what if you had a setting?
Yes.
It wasn't written on it. It wasn't on a hex. It was on a grid. Is it no longer a sandbox?
No, but it's always. But
what if it was triangles?
It doesn't matter. What matters is that the hex.
That's what makes it a sandbox to you.
What matters about the sandbox is that there's always.
So the homogeneity is what makes it.
Because there's never a opportunity for it to not be an out. If I have a triangle map, then it's always 3s.
Yeah.
But if I go to a dungeon, it depends on what the structure of the dungeon is.
They're both sandboxes.
I disagree. The other one is too structured. It says you can only go left in this room because this.
All right,
section of
I will buy
Dungeons is a
that.
Point crawl.
I think they're both sandboxes, but I will concede that the one is more structured.
Yes.
Right. The one is a sandbox. The other one is the beach.
Yes, that's fair. yeah. There's a sandbox. There are walls of the sandbox. You can play in there, but you ain't going
right
to Puerto Rico.
You're like, I want to build a shit. Oh, whoa.
There are still
there are limits.
Fair.
There are limits.
Fair.
So yeah, I think that's pretty good. All right, we are arguing semantics now. That's very true.
Yes. We have reviewed Land of Eem.
Yep.
This is the box set. Great box set. Again, $150.
Yeah. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna pack this thing up.
Yep.
So that Bob can take this home.
Woohoo, for the kids.
It's
for the kids.
For the kids, and we get the feedback.
Again, thank you again for Exalted Funeral for providing this to us to review. I'm really excited to play it. Obviously, we had a great first look, and I think we're having a really good unboxing. Yeah. We don't really do these unboxings. They're not always the best to review and look at because it's one camera looking down.
Right.
So let us know, obviously, if these don't work for you, and let us know how we can do these better. We'll always try to keep improving our channel.
Yeah, of course.
But I think it was a great product. I think this set is crazy. Even for $150, it feels like the value is insane.
Look, anyone
PDFs these days are so expensive.
The amount of stuff you get in this collector's edition. I mean, including things like, again, I cannot reiterate this.
Yeah, look at the thickness and Derek is putting away.
It's a game board for. And you're like, oh, you're like, look, yeah, that. You're like, oh, look, that's a lot. Oh. No. There's also a monster manual.
Yeah.
That we have to somehow.
Everything you need.
We have to somehow fucking fit into that.
Yeah, Derek, don't scrimble my stuff up. I got to run this for the kids. Get it in there. You've ruined it.
All right. Well,
how it went in that way.
There we go. You don't get the advertisement.
No. Yeah. So the thickness.
Yeah.
Excellent. And obviously very good. Excellent product. Excellent. Obviously, if that was what they won silver for, like, that's incredible.
But I mean, for $150, you are getting what I think is a really cool, very solid rules engine. You're getting an incredible map that comes as an actual cardboard game board. Yep. You get a GM screen. You get an entire campaign sandbox setting, and you get an entire bestiary.
Meeples and dice.
And you get meeples and dice.
Yes. That's wild. The only thing you could add to this would be condition cards and wild things like that. But geez Louise, like that is some good value. And obviously I am excited for the game. I'm excited for the product. Excuse me. I hope you guys are too. Yeah. I give it a great review. That was an awesome product. I'm glad we got to unbox it.
Yeah.
In a sense, we don't always do these often because usually we get the PDFs and we review it. And this company was
well. It's also neat that you're going to go use it. That's
correct.
Cool. That's a nice box.
But it was also nice that Exalted Funeral sent us this box to
absolutely.
actually open and review because we didn't have this. We just usually get a PDF.
Yeah.
And it is nice.
Yes.
So thank you.
It was an extra nice touch. So shout out to Andrew over at Exalted Funeral for hooking us up. So it's always fun to have this stuff in person, especially for someone like Bob who's going to run it with his kids and stuff like that. But I mean, again, I see why it won the award for best product design, just because it feels like a completely integrated whole. Now, I will say that I think the fucking name of the game is Land of Eem.
Yes.
So, yeah, the rules kind of feel tied to the Land of Eem, which is called the Mucklands. So, I mean, there is the idea. So
that the world might be the Land of Eem.
There you go, Bob.
Because I know they have the Underdark.
Yeah.
Or Underworlds, Underdark, I think it is. Where they go under in the Dungeoneer Academy, they go under the land, and they do their adventures there to become Dungeoneers.
Yeah.
So I guess Land of Eem might be the
whole wide world,
which would be.
There you go.
Because this is the Mucklands.
Yeah.
And that is. My kids will be excited.
Yeah. So it'd be cool. And quite frankly, it sounds like you got a pretty cool party. I mean, for weird cartoon adventure time.
I just let them go all out. I'm like, just have fun.
The fairy Dungeoneer with her army of mushroom workers. Your son's, what is he? Whatever wizard? What kind of wizard?
He's like a rock crystal guy, chromantic or whatever, but he's a wizard.
But no, I thought that was his familiar.
His familiar is a golem.
Oh, okay. So he's a rock.
He's a crystal.
He's a crystal guy.
Yeah.
Whose goal or
and we rolled randomly on the
his companion is a golem.
Yes, and we rolled randomly,
And then
and he had an ugly sweater.
Danny is a shark person who rides a tortoise.
He is. Yes.
Right. And then
because he's a knight errant.
And then Rowan is, or Stacy is a
bard centaur.
Bard centaur.
Just got her saxophone because that's what she played in school, and so she could just sing.
And what's Coulson?
Coulson is he's the rock shard guy.
Oh,
she's a fairy dungeoneer. Rowan.
Why am I thinking there's 5 people, but there's just
only
4?
4.
You got it. Okay.
Yeah, shark.
So no one's a unicorn.
No one is a
unicorn. You made a whole big thing about unicorns.
I gave her the unicorn. I was like, "This is what you're gonna be," and she was like, "Nope." She wanted to be a mushroom at first until she saw a fairy, and she loves fairies. So again, the fairies were, and the shark people, and the crystals, and the centaur. Actually, all 4 of them were all in the Patreon. That wasn't part of the normal core rulebook.
Yeah, because I didn't recognize those races.
I joined their Patreon. I paid for that, and then I got all that as PDFs to download, including a couple of dungeons that they actually drew out, and I was really excited about it. And that's why I thought there was gonna be those in there. So I got hoodwinked.
God forbid that you have to,
I'm gonna have to now. I just want to draw my isometric dungeons.
Yeah.
Do my free time, I guess.
Awesome. All right. Well, that is going to do it for us here at the studio. We'll be back next week.
Yeah, because you're off for a little bit.
I'm off for a couple days, so I won't be streaming like I usually do on Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays.
So many days.
Well, I think I streamed Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, I just kept going to stream.
I didn't stream Monday.
I see you streaming.
I didn't stream Monday, and then I streamed today. So
late night random thing insert here.
Yeah. So Bob's gonna take this home with him.
I am. Yes.
And thank you, everybody. Again, one of the down. I love having people here in the studio. Unfortunately, one of the downsides is people are so caught up in the conversation. We usually don't get too much support, but Scotty P and Eden both dropped some super chat and tips. So shout out to those two. Really appreciate you for coming in there and supporting us. And thank you to Exalted Funeral for sending us a really cool book. And I'm excited for Bob to get to play with it. So
yeah. I usually get to chat more, as you guys know, but when I'm in the studio, the chat's way off to my left, so it's hard for me to see. So I was trying to do a little bit on the phone today, but more to explore the Land of Eem today.
Yeah. So that is going to do it for Bob and I. And thanks again, everyone, especially to our patrons for supporting us. And we'll see you next time on Knights of Last Call. Peace out, everybody.